could be holding up our light. We could be fighting for what's right. Or we could be falling to pieces. Under the bridge of fire burns, somewhere the pages start to turn, and somebody whispers, I need this. I will do anything just to make you see. Don't apologize for what's in your dreams. Maybe this time will be different. It's only us. It's only us. It's only us in the temple of our life, showing us visions of the future. So many faces left to find down in the caverns of our mind. Need you to follow me deeper.
As I wake up every morning, I wish the day would end, because a day without you in my life, I don't know how to mend. And I was like, eh, 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 oh, 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 oh. You were like, eh, 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 no, oh, no, oh. I was like, eh, 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 oh, 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 oh. You were like, eh, 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 no, oh, no, oh. Come on, let's rewind till I smile. That look upon your face. My heart is empty and unguided. I'm blind leading chase. I thought I had a plan. I've got nothing left to say. And I was like, eh, 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 oh, 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 oh. You were like, eh, 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 no, oh, no, oh. I was like, eh, 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 oh, 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 oh. You were like, eh, 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 no, oh, no, oh. Come on, let's rewind till I smile. That look upon your face. My heart is empty and unguided. I'm blind, leading chase. Thought I had a plan with you and me. Was the feeling of my own dream breaking me down to my knees.
Calling you over, my head on your shoulder. Familiar faces, prolong the embraces. We were always on toward the breakaway, but we're nearing chances to wake the day. Calling you over, the methods are bolder. We're lost in the time now, reminding ourselves how.
Hello there! Welcome everybody to Stones Live. I'm Kasey Mills and I'm joined here with our very special guest, Mr. Andrew Neeme. Welcome.
Good to be here, good to be back, and we got some cash game action tonight.
Very excited for the cash game tonight. Right at both of our wheelhouses, that's what we both like to play, so I think it'll be a fun game. I'm definitely looking forward to it.
I am as well. There was, it was fun last night. We had the interesting format of the Mixed Max tournament. which is always cool to see something different. But as mentioned, back in the cash game action tonight, which, yeah, this is a little bit more of our forte. So looking forward to seeing what happens here.
It went really long last night too, didn't it?
We had a long stream, we had a lot of drinks, and hopefully less drinks tonight. But
He's over here sporting all these waters, and I'm trying hard to get him to start on the drinks. But
starting it slow.
so far, no good.
Don't worry.
Drinks to the booth.
We know which direction this usually goes.
Drinks. So welcome everybody. I see Lady No Muck is in the chat. Hey, and Mr. Ford Garrett. Welcome. Good to see you guys.
What's up, guys?
Chris Martinez, I see you there. Ray ZD is in the Twitch chat. Hello, hello. I also was lucky enough that someone was late to our stream tonight, so I actually got to sit in on the game for a little while, tried to get a little insider info on some of the players for you guys.
Good.
Tried to make a little bit of money so that I could get them all drunk with it, which I did buy drinks for the table, so I'm hoping that's going to loosen them up and we'll have a good action-y game
Nice
for
move.
tonight.
You bought a round for the table, huh?
I did.
And it was whatever each person chose, whatever they want.
Yes, I just said whatever they want.
Very accommodating of you, and
Yes.
hopefully that'll grease the wheels a little bit for the game, and
Right.
see what happens. See how much gambling there is to be had at this table.
That's the plan. So let's get down to the table. I see a couple of familiar faces and a lot of new faces. In seat 1, actually, he is part of our production crew here. So he plays a lot, but he's also part of the production crew. And good to see him in the game. Maybe a couple more minutes here before we actually have cards in the air. Someone must be spinning the wheel. There he is, Mr. Taylor.
Taylor Tot.
Seat 1, yes.
Mr. Taylor Tot.
Taylor Tot.
So we're playing 1-3, yeah, and it looks like there is a straddle right off the bat, which is good to see.
Yes, I did try. They weren't straddling when I got there. I did try to initiate the straddle, and hopefully it did take off. I've
So
got
far.
a playable hand here.
So far, so good. Right off the get-go here.
Very nice. And now you know seat 2, right? Or
I do,
him?
yeah. Mr. Jeff Boski is in seat 2. He is actually more of a tournament specialist than he is a cash game player. So hopefully we'll get to see him make some mistakes, make a fool of him. No, I'm just kidding. But yeah, I know Jeff. He makes some videos.
And where is he from?
Lives in Las Vegas. Yep.
Okay. Very nice.
Yep. Looks like right into the action here. Pocket aces.
Oh, very nice. For
C8.
Lord.
Lord. Do you know Lord?
I don't. I introduced himself to the table. I didn't actually get to play any hands with him. See how he decides to play. Oh, well.
2 King Jacks. Let it go. They were both in pretty bad shape, so raise and take it for the aces.
Very nice. Pocket Abes, hello. I see you in the chat. Ricardo, hi. Dave Slim, what's going on? Bubba, hi. Big Fishing Poker, I see you in the chat. Nice to see you. Tank, hello, hello. Miller, hi.
So Kasey, you're a semi-regular around these parts, yeah? You know a few of these people in the chat, and you kind of move around the Sacramento poker scene a little bit.
I show up every now and again.
Nice. So yeah, looks like straddle is still on here. So 2 for 2 on the straddle, which is good to see.
Very nice.
Should be some action.
Seat 9 and we have played before, and him and I actually got tangled up in a couple of pots when I was actually sitting at the table. He tried to bluff me whenever I checked my ace-10 on the flop, and he two-barreled it and folded to my re-raise on the river. But he's a good player. I think we should see him making some moves and not just knitting it up, but actually trying to take advantage in different spots when he senses weakness. He should be one to watch, I think.
So Rob limp calls here from the bottom with 4-3 of hearts. Connects on the flop. He's gonna put in a raise. Put Lord a little bit to the test here right away.
Rightly so. He does have the best hand currently. Lord has the 2 overs and backdoor flush possibility. He lets it go.
Should show the 4 of hearts. I think he should have shown the 4 of hearts there. Over there in seat 3, I see he's wearing a pretty cool hat. It's a very familiar looking hat. It's a nice looking hat. Favorable black hat. So I like that guy's style.
Yes, I chatted with him a little bit as well because I was telling him I did not want him to be knitting it up, and he said he's actually playing with you guys tomorrow in the vloggers game.
Oh, he is as well.
He said I can't go broke tonight because I've got to have enough money to play tomorrow. So I said, you better not be knitting it up. But I think his plan is to, but we're going to keep sending drinks and see what happens.
Nice. See if he's able to stick to that plan.
Yes.
Find the suited connector here, he's going to open it up.
Very nice. I told him I wanted to see him bluff at least twice.
Steve Y. Steve K.
So how do you like these suited connectors from earlier position opening up with a raise?
I like it, except when you run into pocket aces, I don't like it as much. But I don't mind it. I don't mind it so much. A lot of like the smaller stakes games are going to play it fairly straightforward, and you're not going to be running into too many 3-bets, that aren't very premium hands such as this one. So you're not going to be forced to fold as often as you might in some tougher lineups from earlier position. So yeah, I don't really mind it so much. But yeah, in tougher games, I might tighten up my ranges a little bit and play a little bit more snug from the earlier positions. He's going to call though. Let's see what flop. Connects pretty well here.
He does.
Won't be check folding, we know that much.
Yes, he can hit his 3. He's got top pair here. Doesn't know that he's up against the aces, but definitely has a playable hand.
Yeah.
I also like some of these suited connectors opening from earlier position because I feel like you can really play both sides of the board.
Yeah.
Because people are generally expecting you to have a more premium holding from earlier if you're opening from earlier position.
Right.
And so you can either hit it hard or you can ref that you've hit it to some degree. So I like to mix it up with those cards as well.
Apparently I was wrong and he just check folded there.
We did talk about his plan tonight and what it was. So
yeah, I mean the stacks weren't too deep there. I wouldn't have minded just seeing like I don't expect to have a ton of fold equity there when he puts. I think he bet pretty sizable. I wasn't able to see what the c-bet size there was. It looks like he stacked with a bunch of chips and bet pretty big. But I don't think you're ever in terrible shape there against an overpair anyway. So, but he takes the low variance route. Lets it go.
Hello, Loan for Cards. Hi, I see you there. Dondo, good to see you in the chat.
Yeah,
how's it going?
He says he did overbet pot with aces, so yeah, like I said, no real fold equity. I don't know. Does he ever do that with ace king? Maybe not. Probably not.
Jenna, hello. Rye, I see you in the chat. Hi, and Paul. Hello, my name. Lord Chinchilla, how's it going? So now he's got a little bit better suited connector from under the gun, and he's going to raise again with it.
Still playing him.
Jack 10 for Rob from the hijack. Definitely playable. He lays it down.
Lord's gonna get in there with 6-4. I like it. That's probably your.
We've seen our action.
That's probably your influence on them.
You do see them all drinking a drink or two here.
Yep.
So Steve connects me at the bottom pair, and he also hit the 10 for his straight. So rainbow flop. First act.
Expect this one to get through.
Yeah. Betting to take it down.
Alright, so he's 1 for 2. 1 for 2 with suited connectors.
So right now we can see our largest stack is about 562, our short stack is 225, but at any time these players can buy in for the largest stack. And our 1-3 games do tend to get very deep here at Stone, so hopefully we will see some matching of stacks and these stacks continue to get deeper and deeper as the night goes on.
Yeah, we were talking about that last night, how you can buy in for the biggest stack. I dig it. Dig it. There's no official max buy-ins, whatever the biggest stack is on the table, which is pretty cool. I mean, if you if you get stacked, you want to be able to have the opportunity to win those chips back, be able to buy in for that amount.
Absolutely.
I like it.
Especially if you feel like you have an edge at this table. Definitely good to have that option. This stream is going to be going for 3 hours, so we go from 7 to 10.
All right, get comfortable.
Lady Nomuck, I will definitely send drinks down to the next ladies game. I hear you're going to be in the game. I cannot wait to commentate on you again. So Lady Nomuck has been in the we got aces and
We got
jacks.
things
again.
developing, things happening.
Yeah, okay.
Ryan from the cutoff opens, standard open to 15. Jeff's going to 3-bet it to 50 here. I like that amount, since they're not super deep here. Just flats with the jacks.
Pot size is about 103. Let's see what kind of sizing Jeff chooses here. That's for 60. A little less than 2/3 the pot. It's going to get called by jacks.
It's going to be a bad card for Ryan. He's not going to be too worried about the queen now. It's going to slow it down for Jeff a little bit.
Jeff, it's a good check. I mean, you could go either way. I mean, he doesn't know that Ryan has jacks there.
Yeah, he's going to try and get value from any pair here. Hope his opponent puts him on the ace-king. Snap called.
100, yeah.
$100 value bet is going to get called.
Ryan's going to get the bad news.
Not so much that can be done, I don't think, in that spot. It's just going to have to lose some money with jacks versus aces.
Right.
Especially on that board.
For all of you guys who are new to our chat or just joining us for the first time, go ahead and hit subscribe and like on either Twitch or YouTube. You'll always get notified whenever we go live here on Stones. We do stream 3 nights a week, Monday, Wednesday, and Friday. Friday's our big game, and you really don't want to miss out on that action. We also stream tournaments, like our last Sunday of the month as well. Catfish Corey wants to know when you're coming to Oklahoma to play.
Oklahoma? Good question. Hopefully second half of the year. Get down to some
Have you ever been to
various
Oklahoma
locations.
to
I've never
play?
been there, no. I've heard a lot of good things though.
That's where I'm from.
Oh really?
Yes, it is.
So like Windstar is the spot to be, I've heard. And
Windstar is good, yeah. I'm from Tulsa, so I play in Hard Rock, River Spirit, and then Choctaw is the WSOP stop off there as well. But a lot of good games to be had. Hard Rock's right along the highway, get a lot of truckers stop through, which is always never a bad thing. Grooves, hello!
Jeff Boski folding the 10-9 clubs. It's a penalty, I think. I think he gets penalized. I'm not sure what exactly the penalty is. Steve Y, however, is going to
No more free drink. No, double free drinks for you.
penalty drink for folding the 10-9.
Yeah.
10-9 suited. It's not really that great of a spot for the ace-jack getting 3-bet, especially when you open from under the gun. You get a 3-bet from the blinds. Often a lot of those reverse implied odds, but the price wasn't terrible, so he decides to continue it.
I'm gonna hit a 10 here, but otherwise this is looking like a good flop for Steve's hand. He connects with the king. Rainbow board.
Yeah, he down bets the flop there, which is kind of becoming the standard there. That sizing, it's a fairly dry board. You can, if Steve Y were to have a hand like, you know, some weaker ace, he could probably get a smaller pair to fold there, since the board should favor him. But Steve makes the call.
Interesting. Steve's looking to hit a 10, or he may think he can hit an ace here, but I'm not sure if he has a plan that what he's putting Steve's range on here. If he has a plan to try to steal it at some later point.
Steve versus Steve action.
Steve K. Yes, I should clarify which Steve I'm referring to.
Steve K is going to turn it into a bluff. Here.
That's what I was
Fires off.
wondering, if he was thinking he had a plan to float with a plan. He's floating, planning to steal it, but unfortunately, Steve Y has the real hand here.
Yeah, we're going to see
top pair, top kicker.
We're going to see just how tight Steve Y is planning on playing here, but I don't expect him to play so tight to fold this.
So 100. Yeah, about a pot size bet that he made there.
Very safe run out for that ace king.
393 now in the pot. Steve Y's first act, and he does check. He chooses to play conservative, not go for any value here after having faced a fairly large bet by Steve K on the turn. See if he's gonna. No, he's gonna give up here.
Could beat some occasional straight draws there. Takes his ace high to showdown, but yeah, once he three bets, then check calls. Didn't feel too good.
Right.
Line up for the vlogger game, says Dondo111. So that's going to be myself, Brad Owen, Jamin Burton, Johnny Bives, and then again, I'm not too sure if Jeff Boski will be in that game as well. And then there's going to be some Stones regular visitors in the game as well. So some locals that will be gambling it up with. That's tomorrow night, the blogger game. I think we're going to play 5-5. Not 100% confirmed, but it's going to be a 5-5 game. Expect some straddling, some bomb pots, maybe the 7 deuce game. Who knows? Who knows what else?
That would be awesome. I was hoping it would be a 5-5 game. I'll be in the booth with. Who am I going to be in with? Not Justin Kelly. I'll get back to you. I know I'm going to be in the booth tomorrow, but I'm also on the list to play in the game as well. So hopefully somebody will bust out, and then after the stream is over, I'll be able to jump in and try to take some of that Neeme cash.
There you go. Get it.
Yes. Hello, Man and Adam.
Open from the Queen Jack from under gun +2. Just get 3-bet right next to him with the Ace Queen offsuit. It's gonna get it done. My friends like to yell at me when I open up Queen Jack from early position offsuit.
Oh, yes?
Yeah, they like to yell at me about that.
Do you like to open Queen Jack?
I do it anyway.
Yeah?
I don't care what they
Mix it up
say.
in there? Queen Jack?
Hey, who cares what they say? You can do it anyway.
And has that been plus EV for you?
Borderline.
Keep putting it in, though.
Never give up.
It worked once, I'm sure.
Oh, yeah.
Got that whale money. Yeah, I'm always chasing the whale games. You know, lady. Gotta keep coming down. I'm gonna take you around and show you where all the whaley games are. You'll do quite well based on how you did on the last stream you came. So Lady No Muck had been in our stream like all the time.
Yeah.
And we all
She was here last
imagined
night.
that she was a man in the chat as Lady No Muck. We had no idea. And she came in and played on our stream. Beautiful woman. Killed it. Ran over the table and did extremely well. It's always fantastic to meet somebody that's always in the chat. You never know who they are or what they look like, and then they show up and they play on the stream and they just crush it. It's really fun. Really fun to watch.
She should come by this week. Come by and hang out.
Yeah, come on down, lady.
I see Jenna Liz posted the lineup, the starting 9 in the chat for tomorrow's game. So you can see all of us. Steve Y in there as well. Mike R, David B, the other seats. Straddle back on. Looks like the straddle's off for a few hands, but back on now.
I'm just gonna race with the Ace-8 of spades here from under the gun +2. What do you feel about that?
I don't mind it so much. It's kind of similar to the what I said about not getting 3-bet too often. Again, we're gonna see a premium hand here that puts in the 3-bet, but yeah, I don't. Again, it's kind of borderline. I think I kind of prefer the suited connectors more than the suited ace 8, ace 9, ace 7, ace 6 hands. I feel like those suited connectors are a little bit more playable than these guys, and these aces have some reverse implied odds that the suited connectors might not. But I don't hate it. I don't hate it.
Yeah, I definitely like to see him mixing it up. When I sat down, at least, we were just getting started, so everyone was just getting comfortable. But it definitely felt like a very tight, nervous table. Wasn't expecting to see a lot of 3-betting light for sure.
Yeah.
So we could see that change as the night goes on, but I'd like to see some of the more experienced players really sizing up their opponents and trying to decide, what kind of player they are, putting them on a range of hands.
Do you remember your
playing accordingly?
Your first experience playing on a live stream?
Yeah, I played terribly. I didn't follow my instincts, and I was afraid of looking bad. I got bluffed twice whenever my heart knew that I was being bluffed,
yes,
but I was scared of looking silly.
Making a bad call?
Yeah, and that just happened the first time. After that, I just played my game. But definitely was influenced by the cameras that very first night.
Yeah, I feel you. Totally understand that.
So another nice hand here for Jeff with the ace-king. Under the gun +2. He's also, Taylor, he's got a little pocket pair here, 5s. See if he can hit a set on this ace-king or what's to come. King in the window.
Not too much there for Taylor Tot.
No. Too big overcard.
Stone's producer extraordinaire. Down it goes.
Definitely was more in his opponent's range. He rightfully lets it go easily.
Yep. Yeah, I remember my first live stream experience. I wasn't sure if I should try and gamble it up, put on a show for the stream, or play solid. So as you were saying, I don't look silly and get it 2 out of line or whatever. It's interesting how different people approach the live stream environment.
Right. But if you were to play loose and crazy and more against your style, as in putting that out there for people to see, so that when they actually played you for real, that they would be not expecting.
Sure, it's a good way to advertise a little bit.
Yeah.
If you can build up a reputation, play a little bit looser on stream, then maybe people are more likely to give you action down the road.
Very good point.
That's one theory, anyway. Uncle Frank coming in with the pocket 6s. Looks like just comes in for a limp. The straddle is on. The +3 position. Several pocket pairs in this hand. Nobody looking to isolate, just limping in here. Wait, the ace-5 just jams it in there, according to this?
Ryan, he was the one that I was telling you, he much more willing to mix it up and get crazy than the rest of the players. So if he felt like everyone was just calling with kind of
Frank,
mediocre hands.
This is probably gonna work if you got past the pocket 10s.
He got pocket 10s to fold there.
The pocket 10s finds a limp fold.
This was a little bit what I was concerned about whenever I saw this lineup of, some new streamers, that they might make some of these decisions. And Ryan's going to be trying to put him to the test, because Ryan is a regular. I've played with Ryan before as well, and he is not playing according to the stream, but just trying to take advantage of the table.
Yeah. Rob K does have the advantage of not having quite as many people behind him as Frank did, but still going to let the 7s go. There you go. The small stack torture gets it done there with the jam, the ace-5 of diamonds. Would have liked to see Frank come in there with the raise rather than a limp first into the pot there.
Absolutely.
Come in for that raise.
I agree more. Definitely want to get it down to maybe 3-way at least.
Is C3 wearing a favorable hat? Says Raise ED. I believe he is. Excellent choice.
My friend says wanting to see me as Poison Ivy again and get Andrew in a cool costume. So for Halloween on the stream, we all dressed up. I was Poison Ivy. That was a good night. That was a good time.
Sounds cool.
Try to
I might have seen that. Everyone at the table was dressed up in costume.
Yeah,
right?
yeah, it was a really fun one. JP says, Andrew effing Neeme. People are excited that Andrew's here. I've been excited. We've all been waiting for this. We've been talking about this for like months now, leading up to it. Very, very exciting time around here. You guys should all come down. The room's pretty lively for a Tuesday night. We definitely have quite a few tables. I think some people are here to see me, of course.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah.
Definitely me.
Excited. I'm excited to see you.
No, we all know why everyone's here. We've got a lot of big crushers here, and we're all very excited about it. Ryan's gonna take it down. Spikes the pair on the turn there. He is on a short stack right now, but we haven't seen him rebuy. It looks like he's going to try to use his short stack to his advantage, play some short stack poker.
Oh, look at that.
They didn't put on the full shot, though. It's funny, they cut it off.
Oh, yeah?
But,
is this the PG version or something?
I guess so. Every other time they've ever put it, it's been the full shot. But
That looks like
that's fine.
a strong effort there. Strong Halloween effort.
I went all out with the Poison Ivy costume for sure. Thank you, Ray Z. I appreciate it. Oh, he said he got it off of my Twitter. Oh, okay. All right. You guys had Twitter cropped it. I didn't crop it. You guys had the full shot. You guys always put that, but you deleted it or taken it home or something.
Taking it home.
What's up on Tilt? Veronica Brill, we like to give her a little bit of time off every now and again, so she is not in tonight. I don't see her yet. She might just show up in the room. She was here this weekend playing and hanging out.
Ryan looks like he's tempted to gamble here, but might let it go. Again, we see an early position raise with a suited connector, and once again it runs into a pretty premium hand. It might be discouraging for these suited connectors raising from an early position, but if anyone's watching the stream over there, they can see that their opponent who puts in the 3-bet has had it every single time.
Lots of premium pairs here so far. Jamin, excuse me, Mr. Kraft, Jamin, he's here. I met him before we started, so he's here hanging out.
Maybe we'll get Jamin in the booth later on.
Yeah, I'm hoping they all come and crash. I would love that.
I'll get him in here.
Yeah, definitely. Speaking of which, can I get you a beverage other than aqua?
You know, I'm not very good at saying no.
Good.
But maybe I'll run out and get it. I'll go grab it myself. As soon as we catch a break.
They don't want to miss your pretty face on the stream. I think you need to stay
Look, see, I got the
and
hoodie,
break down these hands.
Dressed up nicely for the presentation here. I dressed up last night. That was my one effort.
Did you?
Now I'm back to the hoodie.
You should have dressed up when you're in with me. Oh my gosh. Because I'm notoriously known. I get a lot of crap for always dressing up.
I don't see why you would. I mean, it's better to be overdressed, I think.
That's what I always say. I say dress up for your life, people. As far as we know, we only get this one, so dress up for it. It's my philosophy.
Dress for the job you want, not the one you have. See, I'm dressed for the job I have.
There you
You're
go.
moving up in the world, apparently.
She-Man, I actually have a no gamble hat, and you can have mine because it just doesn't look very good on me. It's too big for me. You can have mine. Come on down.
Lord's gonna scoop it in with a top pair. I wish Andrew would dress up more, says Marksman 186.
It is a very nice hoodie, I have to say. It's like top of the line, nice material.
One of the newer, one of the newer additions to the collection here. If I don't say so myself. Should I put on the suit once in a while? Go play, go grind in the suit.
Yeah, that's a yes.
That's a yes.
That's a yes. Like a picture of that up somewhere. Okay, I'm going to get you a drink. What do you want?
I think I should go grab. Oh, you're gonna go?
I'm gonna go.
All right. I'll take the Racer 5 IPA.
Again?
Yeah,
All right.
I'm gonna stick to it. It's a good beverage, that
All
one.
right.
Casey's good at the peer pressure. She bought a round for the entire table that we're watching right now. Second that, grind in a suit. All right, I'll do it. I'll do it sometime. I'll put the suit on. We'll go grind the 510 in Vegas somewhere. Andrew, are you playing the stream this week? Yep. Tomorrow night, I'll be in there. I'll be in the mix, along with some of my fellow bloggers. Should be a pretty fun game. Interesting flop here. Top pair, top kicker versus nut flush draw. So Rob put in the raise. Uncle Frank called with the ace jack under the big blinds. See a C bet from Rob. Uncle Frank puts in the raise. Things are happening. There it is. Diamonds get there right away. Jams it in there, and that's probably going to be a snap call. Rob's going to find a double here. Or he's going to stack Frank, I guess. Uncle Frank. Ace jack no good on that 6 diamonds turn. All right, we'll see what happens. We'll see if Uncle Frank decides to rebuy. See if he buys in for the biggest stack. Says I'm coming back for my chips. Or if he makes a standard rebuy. Action flop. Action flop, action turn. You missed the action.
I did?
Yeah, we had action.
See, I knew I needed to be here.
Thank you, though. We had a top pair, top kicker versus nut flush draw on the flop. Nut flush gets there on the turn, and Uncle Frank is left with nothing but felt. But, now I have a beer.
Cheers.
Cheers.
To a good stream.
Thanks for the beer.
Happy to help. Yes, we're definitely going to be bringing in the other vloggers for sure. You will get what you want for sure.
Crazy deep. Funny. Can't see Frank's camouflaged head. Alright, so we see an under the gun limp. I wouldn't even mind a fold with the ace jack offsuit, even though I know it's pretty nitty. It's just tough to find yourself in too many good situations with the ace jack offsuit from under the gun. I find that when people limp in with like a hand in early position, they're kind of like deciding between whether they should be folding, since it's like it feels like it's not good enough to raise there, and so they just decide to limp in. Of course, like sometimes people trap with pocket aces, they'll limp in under the gun, but a hand like ace jack, he probably just felt like it wasn't that good to put in a raise and just trying to see a cheaper flop and keep the pot small for now. Just wouldn't mind folding it, just go ahead and fold that one. But ace queen, I'm always coming in for a raise. Ace jack, I don't mind folding a full 9-handed table.
I like hearing that insider info.
Could be a little bit nitty, but I don't think it's bad.
And you're going to be mixing up. You're not going to be folding it every time. Sometimes you'll be coming
Yeah,
raise, but you're going to be either raising it or folding it, not limping with it.
Definitely, you can always adjust based on your table and your lineup. So again, if it's a pretty straightforward lineup and you're not going to be getting 3-bet too often or putting too many tough decisions, you can widen your range a little bit and come in for the raise from another gun with the ace jack.
We see 3 spades on this flop. Nobody holding a spade. They have slowed down some action a little bit here. If it wasn't already slow enough. Ace Jack's going to put in a bet, senses the weakness there, and takes it down.
Nice. All right, your turn. Now.
All right. I think he may be going to get us another vlogger, which I'd be very excited to have in here. And we all know who we really want to be seeing in the booth, so hopefully we'll get them all in here. I'd like to just kind of slowly add in another vlogger until we're just full of them. So yeah, we also have a lot of things going on coming up as well. So right now, obviously, we're playing our 1-3 cash game, but this is going on during our Spring Classic, which is our big tournament. Right now, we've been having mini satellites, actually started today, starting at $60 buy-ins. They're 10 a.m. That's going to be running tomorrow as well, Wednesday at 10 a.m. You can get in a $60 mini satellite into our main event. It's 20-minute levels, $6,000 in chips, unlimited reentry for the first 6 levels, and 1 in 10 win a seat into the main event. If you can't make the 10 a.m., if you like to sleep in a little bit later, at 6 p.m. we also have the mega satellite that's at it's $110, so a little bit more. 10,000 in chips instead of 6,000 in chips, and 1 in 5 win a seat into the main event. Also on Thursday, we're going to be running a 6 p.m. satellite as well into the main for the 110. Our actual main event is going to start on Thursday. It's going to be our day 1A. If you just want to straight buy-in and not play in any of the satellites, it's going to be a $450 buy-in for that. This is going to be our $150,000 guarantee. I think our tournament yesterday went above the guarantee as well. Friday's going to be day 1B and Saturday 1C. It's all going to be culminating on Sunday for our main event, day 2. That's going to be 60-minute levels. So all our day 1s are 40-minute levels, and we're going to go to 60-minute levels on day 2 until we play down to a winner. And of course, we're going to be streaming all of those days. And Neeme, you're going to be here through Friday?
Yeah, through Friday. Take off Saturday. But yeah, lots more streaming to come this week.
Very nice.
I see a question from On Tilt. If folding ace jack, does that mean you're folding king jack, queen jack, etc.? Yeah, come on, gun. I think it's appropriate to let those go. It's just usually not going to work out that well from under gun facing all the opponents ahead of you. That being said, tomorrow, do as I say, not as I do. A couple of ace kings here. Uncle Frank is sick of it. Oh, we find pocket jacks in the cutoff. See what he decides to do. Could go any which way. I think he'll probably lean towards putting more money in there since he's seen Frank run out of money once. And
I think he went for the 4-bet. They have chose like 80. Fight.
Yep.
Yeah.
King queen is going to be a fold. See what Taylor decides to do here with his ace king, facing a 3-bet and a 4-bet. Wouldn't mind seeing it fold, really. I mean, wouldn't be surprised just facing that kind of action in a 1-3 game where people aren't getting too out of line. Facing a 3-bet and a 4-bet. Wouldn't be too surprised to see it fold. There it goes.
Yeah. And
Oh no, sorry, we're back over here on the plus one. Yeah, there it goes.
Yeah. Uncle Frank, who's already in for 40, he's going to call and we're going to see this kid to heads up.
Yeah, too cheap to fold for the extra $40, even though you're not really loving it. A lot of times it's going to be pretty bad shape, but $40 too tough to fold. You know what that is, guys. You know what kind of flop that one is for the pocket jacks. And he's
A very nice one.
rams it in there. It's not going to work out too well on this flop. He's going to need some big time help here.
Yeah, I mean,
And that's,
the 6-7 isn't really going to connect with anybody who'd be willing to call a 4-bet there. Not going to be facing too many straight draws unless somebody just happened to have the diamonds. I would have much rather liked to see a check on that flop. And
bummer. Down again, Frank.
yeah,
Looks like he's not ready to give up.
but he called it off anyway, so I guess he didn't have too much behind it.
Yeah, I mean, the only hand you're really going to get to fold there would be if somehow pocket tens was in there or the same hands, an ace king. So you're going to fold them off the chop, but pocket queens, kings, aces are never going to fold that jack high flop. So once you face that 4-bet with the ace king, I can see like trying to just, you know, call the $40, trying to connect with the flop on an ace or king high flop. Proceed pretty straightforward from there, but the jack high flop, not the best one.
You see Frank's going to come back in.
Yeah.
Again, he can buy in for the maximum amount of stack and is able to fully get his money back. Also, something that we faced earlier that we were talking about as well is these players on the stream are allowed to decide to run it more than once. So if they get it all in at any point with more cards to come, they can choose to run it either once, twice, or 3 times.
That's cool. Is that a stream only?
It is. But even after the stream ends, the game that was playing on the stream can continue to do it all night.
Nice.
We also, on some of these games, we do things like the 7 deuce game that
Yeah.
you were talking about. We do like to get a loosey-goosey. We had been doing the button game, but I think they called that off.
Oh, really?
Where you would add money under the button.
Yeah, I think we did that last year in the Blogger game. What do you think about the 7 deuce game? Do you like it? Dislike it?
I like it.
Yeah.
I think anything that's bringing more action is good for the game. Or just livening up the table. I think anything that's like making the table more fun, more interesting is better for the game.
Yeah, I generally agree. Any kind of twists and turns that can be added to the game rather than just 2 blind, 9-handed hold'em. I think it's good for the game. I don't think I'm very good at the 7 deuce game for some reason. I don't know how to approach it other than just bombs away with the 7 deuce, but I have to be down a decent amount of money with the 7 deuce. I guess that's kind of the point, though. Is anybody really up that 7 deuce game other than the other people in the game?
I don't know. For whatever reason, I don't seem to run into a lot of 7 deuce hands when I'm playing the 7 deuce game. So
You probably do. I mean, now that you said that, you're going to get 7
7
deuce.
deuce like a bunch of times.
Many
and be, like
times.
put to the test.
Yep. We're going to have to figure that one out.
Those of you who've seen me on the stream, I've been on the stream playing many a times. Actually, like I was saying, played on this table for a little while before we started, but they know I like to be a little aggressive. So
Yeah.
I would
Fire.
selectively aggressive, choosing my spots, but I don't like to be super nitty.
Steve Wyatt coming in from +1 with the Queen 8 suited, trying to mix it up and gamble. So it looks like he's not playing too tight. He's been getting in there. See a call from 5s and 10s.
So we've seen Steve, he's been playing pretty conservatively earlier on. We did see him make some raises with the suited connectors. Now he's making the raise with the Queen 8 from early position. What are your thoughts on that?
Yeah, again, it's a little bit borderline, but I don't hate it so much because it's often not going to be like a reverse implied out situation. If you do find like a queen high flop, you can just sort of play it pot control style and go into check call mode. But if you find a flop like this, it should be able to work out for you. probably gonna have to fire a couple barrels here because you might see a call from a pair, which is interesting that Frank sort of discourages the pocket tens from peeling there. Like this good on the 9 of spades turn.
Definitely. Yeah, because when you see bet there, it definitely can look like you have the ace, so you don't necessarily have to complete your flush in order to take down that pot.
Exactly. So if that was like an offsuit deuce on the turn, another barrel, probably, well, I guess it picks up a straight draw, but you get the idea. If it's offsuit brick on the turn there, another barrel is often going to get the job done.
Now, you usually play more like 5-10, right, than some of these smaller action games.
That's my main game. I'll drop down to 2-5 sometimes.
So, what do you see as some of the biggest differences from playing like a 1-3 game, typically, to something like what you typically see, the 5-10? What's the biggest adjustment you would see for somebody who is switching one way or the other?
Yeah, you tend to run into more 3-bet situations. You get put in a little bit tougher spots. The ranges are a little bit more balanced. So often the smaller stakes games are going to be a little bit more passive, a lot more passive. So that's sort of why you can get away with opening some of these suited connectors from earlier positions, suited gappers from earlier positions, just because you're not going to be put in quite so many tough spots. From people that are putting in the 3-bets, people that are balanced. They'll balance their 3-betting range, their super premium hands with a lot of ace X type hands, or some king jack offsuit type hands, stuff like that. Even like suited connectors. So it's going to be tough for you to continue out of position with these marginal holdings when you're opening them and getting 3-bet that often. So you just have to play a little bit more solid, I think. You got to tighten up your ranges a little bit, get away with less in the tougher, higher stakes games.
I think that's really good to note that like Andrew's commentary tonight is really based on the limit that we're playing, the 1-3. So when we're talking about these hands and you're giving your go ahead in certain spots, it's not necessarily what you'd be saying if we were playing at a 5-10 game. So for a lot of us, or those of you who are in the chat, playing various limits play completely differently and have to be willing to adjust accordingly. One thing I've noticed whenever I've been playing a lot of higher stakes and then I try to step back to lower stakes is that I get called down a lot easier as well. So that's another important adjustment that I often have to remember to make.
Yeah, people don't like folding that much. Folding is kind of boring, and especially when the money hurts less, which is often the case in the smaller stakes games. People like to see showdowns. They like to see all the cards. It's fun seeing all those cards out there, and it's tough to get people to fold when the money hurts less. I like this chat from this message from Ray ZD. Frank seems like a pretty cool guy, mild-tempered, even though he got stacked twice, wearing all-American gear, eating Asian noodles with sriracha.
He is getting down on those noodles. He was a super nice guy. He said this was his very first stream, but really nice. We chatted it up a little bit. Glad to see him in here and sticking around.
Yeah.
And those noodles are good, you guys. I mean,
menu's pretty solid here at Stone's.
It is.
No complaints.
And you get, when you're playing, you get to have your card on the table, and for every hour of play, you're racking up money to buy that food. And there's a special poker players menu that gives you discounts on everything, on top of having your card that's also earning you money as you play.
All right, so we see an early position limp in, 8-6 of diamonds. Jack-9 limps in. Lord comes in with the raise, tries to isolate pocket fives, and we see a 3-bet from the ace-9 offsuit. Interesting.
I think Ryan is, anytime he sees a lot of limping, he's going with the typical, I'm not letting, a lot of this limping go through. I'm gonna pick most any 2 cards here and go for a fairly significant raise and try to get it down to heads up and play post flop, that sort of thing.
Steve Y sees the stack size of Ryan, sees how active he's been, and with ace-king suited versus those 2 factors, happy to get all the money in versus Ryan L here. Ryan got caught a little bit there. A little bit unlucky because that might have worked if he didn't run into that ace king behind him. I see someone here with a screen name of Neeme the God. Interesting.
Thank you, Pyroshin. Good to see you in the chat.
You ever thought about playing in Jacksonville, Florida? I have thought about it. It's crossed my mind. Yeah, again, hopefully, I kind of want to get to all these places in the second half of the year. A lot of traveling that happened. Are you good on drinks? You good?
I'm good for now.
Right.
I'm just making sure that you've gotten your beer.
Attentive wait staff here. But yeah, lots of traveling happened the first half of the year. World Series coming up in June through half of July. And then maybe after all that is over with, get back on the road. We'll check out some of the places on the East Coast. Lots of places to go. Oklahoma, as mentioned, Texas. So many places with poker these days.
Had you been to Spain before?
Yes. I was there in 2001. That was my first time. But now, like when you go, I mean, that was when I was 21 years old. So it's kind of seeing it through different eyes. You know? It's a different experience when you go somewhere 15 years later, or whatever it is.
Did you get out of the big cities at all and like maybe go to the coast or see any of the some of the beautiful, more romantic castles, small cities? I've been to Spain before, and it's my favorite country that I've been
awesome.
to. Spain and Thailand, I love both, but Spain was my most favorite.
Yeah, I haven't been able to get to any of the smaller towns in Spain. Did that in France, but no, I haven't done that in Spain yet. Would love to.
Alicante is where I stayed when I was in Spain. Really beautiful, romantic city. Castle on top, cobblestone streets. We have Ace Queen. Taylor raises it to 17 from the cutoff. We've got a call with Ryan. He's got the pocket deuces, and Frank's got a pair of sixes here from the big blind.
Frank, find a six one time.
Oh, I see a two right there in the window.
Deuces instead is going to find it. And queen high flop. You're going to see some action here.
Right. Yeah, this one could be interesting. Could see definitely see some money go in. I'm rooting here for Frank to hit something on one of these points, but we may just have to wait a little longer.
See, I think that's a pretty good spot for Ryan to put in the check raise, considering how active he's been. And wet board could probably have his opponent put him on something more drawy rather than just a premium hand. But that's a pretty safe turn for Taylor to continue here, and he's probably gonna lose some more money here.
Yeah, I see this getting all in. I see at some point Ryan's only got $86 behind him, and
not much choice here.
Right. Only 56 to call. The pot's got 211 already in it.
Yeah.
Taylor's gonna make the call.
Easily be up against King Queen, King 10, some drawing hands and stuff like that. There's the 600. It's gonna hurt Frank a little bit.
Jeez. Can't stick around, Frank. You made the right fold. Harshan wanted to know how long the stream went last night for the mix max. How did you guys get out of here?
Sort of lost track after like the 7th drink or so, but I don't know, like 1 or something. Maybe some people in the chat know. You might know better than I do. I want to guess like 1 a.m. or something like that, but I'm not sure exactly. Check raise flop, check turn. Love the bids, bro. Thanks, man. Appreciate it. Looks like Boski's working on like a sangria or something down there. Let's get this here. Speaking of Spain, could be a little sangria action.
So what's your favorite country you've been to?
Oh man, I don't know. I mean, I'm a really big fan of London. Love it there. So that might be my favorite, but tough to pick. Made it to the Greek islands, which was amazing.
I would love to go to the Greek islands. I have not been. That sounds amazing.
Barcelona is awesome. Yeah, tough to pick one. South Africa is also
Went to South
fantastic.
Africa?
Yeah, that's where my fiance is from, South Africa. So I managed to go a couple times and spend 3 weeks there the first time, 2 weeks there the second time, and never run out of things to do there.
That's a dream. Africa's a dream of mine for sure. So we see Rob connects here as well as Taylor. Taylor's got the best of it with the ace. much for Steve. He's got a backdoor flush possibility, but not much working here. Rob's gonna bet out 12. Of course, Taylor's gonna make the call. He doesn't like his kicker here for sure. He's got some kicker issues, but he is best.
Finds the 10 of hearts on the turn.
He's gonna continue, and
Kasey's gonna want to let it go there.
Taylor lets it go.
That's good. Put in money when he was ahead, folded when he was behind. It's a pretty good formula for poker.
Very true. I like it. Thailand and Colombia are among my other top places that I've been.
Oh yeah, I would love to get to Thailand. Pretty awesome, huh?
It was amazing. I would love to go back. The flight was brutal to get there.
How many hours?
The whole overall trip. I went from Oklahoma, so it was overall like 26, 27 hours to get there in flights, but the longest flight in one sitting was I think 13 hours.
Yeah.
We had to go to Miami first, and then Narita, Japan, and then over to Thailand.
Yeah, the South Africa flight from Johannesburg to Atlanta is 16 hours. Those are long flights. Raise from the +1 for $15. King Jack suited. Both using set mine here on the hijack.
Bulldog in the big blind here. He's going to complete.
Yeah, I think that's pretty standard.
Hello, Cody Moose. Good evening to you as well.
Interesting flop developing here. Top
Thank you,
set.
Cody.
Top set versus the king high flush draw.
Very interesting spot here. And
See bet from the king high flush draw.
he chooses 35. Pot had about $50 in it, so about 2/3 pot. He's gonna call. Obviously, Jeff, he's gonna slowly try to rake in more value with his set here.
That should slow things down a little bit, maybe, for Lord, unless he decides to represent. I think he's going to continue. He's going to size it small. It's like another 35. Same bet.
I feel like he's trying to name his own price here
Yeah.
in order to see another card fairly cheaply,
Yep.
try to hit his outs.
Black card, but 9 of clubs. Might be tempted to just give up here. He's got 2 spades in his hand. It's unlikely his opponent has spades, and calls him twice on this board. Yep, he decides to shut it down. Jeff's going to try and get some value here, some small value probably, but not too much to be found. It's like 120.
120 into 186.
Doesn't leave too many options here for board.
Yeah, it didn't really matter the sizing. There was not a lot of option for Lord to continue here. What's up, What Rye? Good to see you as always.
Yeah, nothing materializes there for Lord. I mean, yeah, I think you said it well. He did set himself a pretty good price there on the turn to continue to draw. Had a very strong hand, but no love. So what do you think about the poker in Sacramento area versus Oklahoma? Any differences that stand out to you?
It's very different. Everyone talks about how many amazing players there are in Sacramento and how the level of play is really good here. And there are a lot of great players here in Sacramento, but there's also just a lot more players here in Sacramento. So while there are a lot of high-level players, there's also a lot of low-level recreational players, and if you're willing to find those good games and kind of spot them out on the court, I think the games here are really excellent. In Oklahoma, unless you're really willing to travel, it can be harder to find big games consistently with recreational players. And so I like Sacramento better.
Which has better weather, Sacramento or Tulsa area? Is that where you said you were from?
Yes. So I like Sacramento weather better as well. Oklahoma's beautiful. You get to see all 4 seasons. The falls there are beautiful, but Sacramento's amazing. They're both extremely hot during the summer. However, Sacramento is a dry heat, so you can still kind of go outside and live, whereas in Oklahoma, you go outside, you feel like you instantly need to go back inside and take a shower.
Yeah. Steve K finds a pretty sweet flop there with his king 6 of diamonds on the button, but even though Taylor happens to have the best hand at the moment, I'll take Steve's hand in that spot, pretty sure.
What's up with you, Bernard? How's it going? Good to see you.
Are you playing the main event here?
I will be playing the main event, yes.
Okay.
So hopefully you'll be commentating me down to winner. And I'm not a fan of chopping. Everyone knows this who's in the stream. I hate the chop. So if you see me in there, then and I'm continuing to run well.
Team no chops. Huh?
I'm a team no chop. I'm a team like keep playing it out and raising my level of play and.
That's cool.
Want experience.
Yeah.
I understand the reasons for chopping at certain times and certain spots, but I like to play.
Yeah, I mean, it's fun. I mean, that's sort of like the most fun and exciting part of the tournament is when it gets down to it, right?
I agree.
So, and then where else are you going to get that experience?
Exactly. There's a lot of players who really like to fight me on this in the chat, or not a lot, but there's a few who say, you know, it's all about what their most profitable position is in different spots, but I'm more of a long-term thinker, and I want that experience.
Raise from the +3 spot and call out of the small blind, Queen Jack. Kind of marginal, but Rob likes to play hands.
And we haven't seen too crazy much out of him. Some of these players who have been a little card dead may start to get a little frustrated, and you can start to see them loosen up their range. Lady No Muck, I have your support. Yes.
What, on the no chopping?
Yes.
Yeah, let's battle. Let's gamble, you know? We can still be friends afterwards. Just because we don't want to chop doesn't mean, you know, we can't hang out and have beers after the tournament. So.
Exactly.
Take it so personally, you know?
Yeah.
A lot of people do. A lot of people are like, you know, why you gotta be so cutthroat about it? But, you know, we come here to gamble and have fun and play some cards, right?
That's
right.
right.
For the glory.
Speaking of glory, just recently we had Jonathan Little was one of our guest commentators, and I just saw tonight he won a really big tournament. So congratulations, Mr. Little. Great job on your tournament win. Definitely a lot of love and support coming from Sacramento. Very happy to see you take it down.
I met Jonathan Little last year for the first time. Nice guy.
Very nice. Yes. Let's see what tournament that was that he won. It was a WPT.
So we got a limp pot here. Steve, I think, is first in there with the Queen 9 offsuit. We got another one of those spots where he kind of wants to play a hand, but it's a little bit on the marginal side, so he feels like it's not good enough to raise. So he just decides to limp in. Another one of those spots where probably just let it go if that's like what's going through your mind, you know? Doesn't feel strong enough to raise.
And just fold it.
Yeah, you can fold it. D-Ball says, experience, we need to cash.
This is the argument I often get from chop supporters. Cody Moose says, the only chop I like is a pork chop. Cody moves. Nicholas says, chop chop. Ray ZJ Little does have good poker books. Just had a new one come out recently.
Who's that?
Jonathan Little.
New poker book?
Yes.
Cool. Stuff's pretty well regarded, I know that.
Yeah, we're gonna see a Neeme book at some point.
It wouldn't be a strategy book, but I have like kind of kicked the idea around a little bit of writing, doing some writing book of some sort. I don't know, there's no actual like idea yet there.
I would think you would have some like just interesting experiences in general, just like being in this crazy world that we love, the poker world. There's you know, a lot of interesting characters, a lot of fun times to be had, craziness to be seen, and could make a good story there.
There's endless stories that come out of the poker table and Las Vegas. So yeah, I mean, there's plenty of content there, I'm sure.
See, if Neeme was drinking like he was drinking last night, I might be able to get some of that intel some point later on tonight, but he's babysitting this beer over here, so maybe out of luck.
I was telling you, you're good at the peer pressure, that's for sure.
What? Never. Never happened.
Pretty sweet flop for Taylor Tot. Has everyone drawing to basically nothing. Taylor Tot had to double check just to make sure it flopped that good. Looks like he induces a bet out of Jeff here. Checks it twice. Gets a bet from Jeff with the open-ended straight draw plus 9 high flush draw. Let's see what he decides to do. I suspect we might try and put some more money in here.
I really like the check from Taylor initially. He's basically has the nuts here. Let your opponent catch up to some regard, and so that you can get some value out of that hand.
Yeah. Interesting. What's going to happen now? Probably, if I had to guess, I would say lead out. There's only one person who can really go for value there, and that's the person holding the ace of clubs.
He chose a sizing, though, that can definitely get called. It also screams that he has a good club, but it's painful to lay down to that bet.
I don't know what Jeff is counting here. Maybe the number of clubs that are available or out there on the board. Can't really beat much here. Having that straight draw, having the 9-7 makes it less likely than his opponent was drawing to a straight. And would his opponent really be leading out here with like a set or something? But it's easy when you can see the cards.
Painfully makes the call, knowing he's beat and he gets bad news.
Yeah. All right, I'm gonna go try and wrangle one of these other guys.
All right,
just
let's do it.
See if they're around somewhere. Be right back.
All right, sounds good. So looks like we're gonna get another vlogger in the booth. Very exciting. Don't forget to hit subscribe and like on both Twitch and YouTube and get notified whenever we go live. Cody, I very, very rarely drink and play. I'm not a big proponent of it. I think it's important to be able to think clearly and focus, and anything that's going to help you focus is what I'm trying to do at the table. Now, having said that, I have had beverages, especially the Veronica and Friends game, notorious for a lot of wine flowing, and I just try to, if that's the case, definitely put a plan together of how I plan to play even if I'm drinking. So I'm consciously in my mind talking to myself and thinking about, and you're drinking, so how are you going to play? Can you play tighter because you know that you're have a lack of focus? But that can very easily get thrown off if you start to drink too much. So I don't like to drink and play rarely ever. Not if I'm playing for money, playing to win. If I'm just trying to have a good time and I'm just considering it recreational, then have some drinks. I do like to oftentimes maybe have one drink in order to get the table drinking, and maybe sip it and nurse it and try to encourage others to partake a little bit, just to get the table to loosen up. Lady No Muck, that's a really great question. Neeme was talking to me about this beforehand as well. He said that I should consider that I should look at starting a vlog myself. And, it's not a bad idea. He told me the same thing at the Upswing party last year. He said, if just for something for your own family to look back on later on in life, you should start documenting your journey in the poker world and how that goes for you. So I have documented, but not nearly to the level in which I would need to in order to do something like a vlog. But I'm interested. It's a very interesting idea and concept, and I would be interested in doing that. So maybe, who knows? Maybe you'll see the Kasey Mills Poker Mama vlog at some point someday. Sounds like a fun idea, and I think women are very underrepresented. I have played poker for a lot of years. I'm 34, and I started playing in the casino at 18. I feel like I've had a lot of experience, and that there is probably some value to be added there. So it's definitely not out of the question. I agree, Lady No Muck. If not me, somebody needs to be a lady vlogger and get it to be more high profile and supported. So maybe we'll see. And Lady No Muck, if so, I'll give you some credit for giving me that extra little push. We see a couple of limps here. A6 from under the gun. 10-4 actually, he raises to 12 from under the gun +2. And I think we may be having King-Queen is going to make the call. Or maybe not. Maybe they didn't make the call. Looks like they may have folded. We're going to get another chair. We're going to bring another chair in?
Yeah.
Okay.
This one's, I don't remember how I did it, but I did it.
You just take it over the top.
Spin it. There. All right. Got something special for you guys. Set of 9s for Ryan on the flop. Rob just with the king-queen here, not much working for him. Ryan's gonna bet out 20 on the turn. Rob's already drawing dead here, although he doesn't know it. $20 for him to call, and he is considering it. He has not mucked yet. We saw earlier that he doesn't like to fold too easily. Welcome.
Thank you.
So glad to have you in here.
I'm so glad to be here. Let me get this thing up a little bit. There we go. Now we're playing
All right,
with
we're gonna get a
power.
little cozy here.
Take this off so people don't think I'm carrying a gun.
Yeah, you're getting a lot of love from the chat. People have been
Am I?
calling for you, actually.
Yay!
They have been asking for you to come in. From them, you're getting all the love right here. So this is the Twitch chat, and the YouTube chat also getting a lot of love.
Wow! Like I was telling Andrew, I've never been in one of these booth situations.
Happy to be here with you on your first
There, everyone's
experience
giving you
gaming.
the love.
Look at all that stuff you guys have to read.
Shout outs. Yeah, lots of shout outs for you. All right here.
Lady No Monk, I told you I'd make it. I'm here.
You know Lady No Muck?
I don't know Lady No Monk. I just recognize the name.
All right on. Straight out of St. Louis, huh?
Straight out of St. Louis.
Got here today, off the plane.
Got here today, lost more baggage, so I gotta go back to the airport tomorrow.
Is this an ongoing
This
experience for
is
you?
a thing. This is At least the baggage I lost this time was just pants and shirts. It's not that big of a deal.
No thousands of dollars?
No drone lost.
Oh, okay. Also important.
No computers lost.
Right on.
Oh, you guys see a lot of stuff in here.
Yeah, things happen. Things are happening. We've seen a lot of big hands tonight. Seems like every other hand someone has a big pair or a set.
What are we playing here? 1, 2, 1, 3?
1, 3.
1, 3, yeah.
Occasionally a straddle on.
And Jeff with his no gamble hat.
I guess so.
Are we touching this?
Hey,
So
it's a
Rob
free-for-all.
comes in with a raise with the suited connectors. We saw this earlier. He's from Under the Gun +2, and he gets a call from Lord, who we see likes to mix it up.
Could be his favorite hand.
Kind of a little bit of a rangeless beast at certain times. Hard to put him on an exact hand. And Rob has the check mark here. But Lord is the one betting, and
Darn.
he takes it down.
Look at that. See?
Any 2 cards.
Forget this range stuff. Just play your favorite hands. Make money. So, you been to Sacramento before, James?
I have not. This is actually this is my second time in California. I've been to San Francisco once. This is my first time to Sacramento. I think I'm going to plan a trip to LA in June.
Awesome.
But other than that, I just stay in Missouri. I get some Vegas in, I get some Cincinnati in, and that's it. I got a little girl to take care of. I can't just be traveling all over, Barcelona's and the Macaus and the...
Who's a bigger Justin Bieber fan, you or your daughter?
Oh, me. She hates Justin Bieber. She likes some Taylor Swift, but she's no Bieber at all. No Bieber at all.
Fair enough. King 10 suited from +1. $12 to go. No action to be found anywhere yet.
Thank you, Lady No Muck. The insanity workouts are, they're something.
Insanity workouts.
There's something. Have you ever done Insanity? Have you ever seen Beachbody's Insanity?
I got in the best shape of my life doing P90X and P90X2.
Yes. I did P90X first.
Yeah, I did. Insanity seemed like almost too hard on my heart or my body.
Yeah.
So I just kind of stuck with the P90X and P90X2. But are you into the Insanity?
I did P90X, and then I did P90, which was like a step down from P90X. And someone said, no, you should try Insanity. Try Insanity. You can't do Insanity. Insanity's too hard. Insanity's tough. Like, I thought P90X was tough. Insanity's more cardio, jumping around.
Yeah.
Like, it's all body weight, it's all core. And it's, I'm longing to go back to P90X after Insanity.
It just felt too much.
Yeah.
It was too hard on my body.
Yeah.
I needed a little bit lower intensity. P90X is incredibly
It's
hard.
crazy. It's crazy.
I was doing 2-a-days at one point with P90X, P90X2. I could do more pull-ups than most men that I could do.
Yeah.
Now this was like six years ago. Okay, so now I just hit the gym like most average people, but incredibly can make some incredible
And I'm 45
shape.
years old. This isn't 23-year-old Jamin. Like, Insanity's, like, I'm a sweaty mess when
But
I
it's
when I
shorter,
live my
right? Than like
It's
P90X or P90X2?
yeah, because P90X got long. Like, there was like plyometrics was like an hour and a half.
Yeah.
Like, it's about an hour, 45 minutes an hour.
Back to the poker, we see an ace-high flop here. We see a check call from the ace-9. Flop, tough to let top pair go. One bet. Let's see what size happens here on the turn. $60. Could be tempted to call again for $60. But the question is, would Lord be barreling twice here with the worst hand? Rob decides no.
The really cool thing is we can see true outs here, so you can actually see outs that other players folded, and are able to see just what your actual true outs are and calculable.
So what's the delay on this?
It's 30 minute delay.
30-minute delay. So far, Boski's the big winner, up $212. Uncle Frank stuck $575.
Paul Liddy asked me, Jamin, are you excited to play in the game tomorrow? Ready to take all of Andrew's money?
Get it, Jamin.
The funny thing is, since I've been sitting here, I don't know, I've been in this booth maybe 5 or 6 minutes. I've already pulled out some money out of Andrew's pocket under the table. He has no idea. Yes, I am excited. I'm excited to play in the game tomorrow. I'm not excited to take anybody's money, but I'll do my best.
Yeah.
We'll see what happens.
No bad blood to be found.
No bad blood to be found.
Don't listen to them. I am wanting to cut throats when I get in there.
You're getting in, right?
I'm commentating on the game,
Yeah.
but I'm praying that you guys knock somebody out and I can get in because I'm on the list. So after I commentate, I want to get in the game with you guys.
They might not have told you this, but I read Super System. Do you know that? Just finished it last night. So just keep that in mind. It doesn't matter when it came out.
The Godfather's right.
I move at my own pace, ma'am.
Let me recommend a few things. No, that's a great book. Great. I've also read Super System. Queens for Steve from the hijack. He 3-bets it to 50 after Lord raised to 18 with the Queen 10 from under the gun.
We're gonna gamble here. We might see a little bit of gambling.
Yeah, we talked a little bit about Lord not having too much of a range here. Neeme was talking earlier about how some of these hands, these Queen 10s, where you would think about possibly limping, just going ahead and folding. This is kind of a credit to that because Lord decided to raise it because he wasn't sure what to do. Do I limp with it, which he didn't like the idea of, or raise with it, or fold? This would have gone towards the fold range because we see 2 queens come out for Steve White.
So how's this game been playing? Pretty wide open or pretty tight, or what's been going on here?
I'd say somewhere in the middle.
Yeah?
Somewhere in the middle. We've seen a lot of opens from like some super connectors, early position, and stuff like that. So not too much neary, I would say, which is good. But we see, like I said before, we've seen a lot of big hands. It seems like people keep running into some premium hands, finding the pocket kings, pocket aces.
I'm assuming a lot of these players here are local to Sacramento?
Generally on these streams, I know almost all of them. They play on the stream consistently all the time.
Yeah.
However, this stream in particular is a lot of fresh faces to me. But definitely, I think a lot of people are excited that you guys are here and they really wanted to get on and probably fans of the vlogs and that sort of thing. So some people are asking about you and wanting to know, like, you know, where they can find more, or where you're. Tell us a little bit about like your blog, or you're a blogger, right?
I am a vlogger. Let's start at the beginning, why don't we? Born and raised Cincinnati, Ohio. Went to college at Iowa State and Ames. Graduated. Moved to Wichita. Moved to Minneapolis. Moved to Kansas City. Lived in New York for a while. Finally ended up in St. Louis. Had a daughter in 2009. Started playing poker right around after the Moneymaker boom. Right around when ESPN started airing marathons about the Moneymaker boom is when I started playing. Discovered vlogging last year, and I know a lot of people know this story, but the Trooper happened to come through St. Louis. Buddy of mine told me that he was there. I looked him up, fell in love with what he was doing, decided I wanted to try it, and that was it.
That's cool.
Yeah, that was.
Trooper changed your life.
The Trooper changed my life. The Trooper gave me a lot more work.
Very nice. Can't wait to actually check out that blog.
There you go. I see the link for Jamin's YouTube.
Very nice.
There.
Good.
So
there we
check it
go.
out,
Is my
guys.
link in there?
There it is.
Yeah,
we go.
Stonefly
YouTube.
Poker just put it up for everybody there.
I actually just opened it.
I'm pretty sure you can just YouTube my name. I think you can just Google my name at this point. It's Jamin Burton. JMAN BURTON.
A very big name in poker, a legend of poker, told me that this was his favorite vlogger to watch.
A legend said that. Wow. A legend. Like quack quack.
So yeah, somebody told me that he's very entertaining and a very good vlog to watch. So
I do my
I look forward
damnedest.
to checking it out.
Kasey's funny.
I only speak the truth. too much humbleness going on in here.
This is
I can't
fun being
stand
in
it.
here. I like this.
Yeah.
It's so much easier playing, just watching people.
It's much easier. I need to set up one of these things in my house.
It's very nice, and we're actually going to be doing more to it too. So we're going to be adding a bunch of like soundproof hats to the top here. So
Yeah.
we won't be getting any of the sound coming in from the room, like when the announcer comes on. So this is our new booth. We've just added a lot of this beautiful stuff that you see around us. Was not here just like as of a month or so ago, or six weeks or something like that. And it's just a continued work in progress. This table was actually new for this last week, and adding tons and tons of improvement. Our audio on the stream, our production crew is incredible.
So how many different angles do they have at the table out there? Do you know?
I don't know. It's a great question for production. I'll probably end up, someone will post it in the chat here in just a minute, but I don't know, but quite a few.
Yeah, there's been a couple messages about the audio and stuff, and yeah, we talked about it a little bit last night, but it's still a little bit of a work in progress with this booth. The booth looks much sharper and fancier than last time I was here a year ago, and there's some more improvements coming. Looks like 4 cams on the players, 1 flop, 1 overview. So some different angles there to be seen. Brent Harrington in chat. Yo, Andrew, Kasey, and Jamin. Shout out to Brent Harrington.
What's up, Mr. Harrington?
And to answer JR, yes, I did quit smoking. I quit smoking years ago.
Very nice.
Years and years.
Was it one of the hardest things ever, or what?
No, because I just switched to vaping. But I'm still vaping, so I got out on a technicality.
Seems like a much better option.
Yeah.
Definitely. Arden says we looked cramped. I think it's just cozy.
Yeah,
I'm
we're,
liking
yeah, we're all
this.
friends
This is how we do it.
I'm feeling
hanging out,
very good about this. Pocket 7's for Rob K from the cutoff. He raised to 8, got called by Lord. Then he bet out 15 on the flop, called again. The turn, he goes check, check. River here. Rob's option.
I'm liking Lord's hat. I tried to
Check
pull off
again.
that hat once, like for a while. Like
Yeah.
I tried to rock it for like 2 or 3 weeks. I couldn't do it.
Couldn't get into it.
He bets, Lord bets out 25 and he gets called. Pocket 7 takes it down. So he switched in to call mode there after getting raising the flop.
Interesting. That's
Betting
pretty good
free raise
call.
flop, yeah.
7's not an easy call there on that board.
Probably maybe playing the player there. Some of these players like to watch or listen to the stream as they play, and so over time he may be able to see some of the cards
Yeah.
that he's been playing with, and
I think,
he added that into his.
I think tomorrow we should make a rule that we can't watch the.
I wasn't planning on watching it.
Yeah, let's make a rule that we
Yeah.
can't watch until, if you want to watch it later on,
Yeah.
the video on demand thing, but no mid-game stream watching.
Now they do have it up, like on the TV.
That's true, I guess. That makes it a
So,
little
but
tough.
it's.
But no,
not-
I
it's
think
not-
that's
they don't put
fair
it-
information for everybody.
Yeah, and I'll tell you, they don't make it easy for you to view it. So there's
Yeah.
no real great view of that TV from the table. It's far away, it's tilted to the side, and they don't put it on any of the TVs directly in front of you.
Yeah.
So.
But I know buddies of mine that played on stream, and they want you to send them information about other players, and it just seems like a big mess. Like, I'm not doing that. I'm just gonna go play and. Will you do a mid-session update tomorrow? Yes, I will be doing a mid-session update tomorrow. I will get up from the table and do a mid-session update.
Like in the booth?
I don't know if I'll do it in the booth.
What do you, like
I mean, I can just go outside.
on your blog?
Yeah, on my blog.
Also, it's a good time to remind you guys to hit subscribe and like on both Twitch and YouTube so you get notified whenever we go live. Also, both Andrew and I's Twitter handles, as well as also my Instagram, are scrolling around the bottom. Jamin, where is the best place for us to find you on social media?
The best place to find me on social media is probably Instagram at this point. It's Kilogram on Instagram, KILLOGRAM. I dabble in Snapchat and some of the other things, but I'm on Instagram the most
Okay.
consistently.
You should, did you bring your spectacles over here?
Oh my gosh, those are so cool.
No, they're at the bar.
Wrong. James got the Snapchat spectacles.
Oh wait, where's my bag?
This one?
No, my other bag's still at the bar. They're in my bag.
I would be happy to run, go grab it, but I would literally have to.
No, I actually,
leap
you know what?
across
I will go
guys.
grab them because I need to grab my phone, which is sitting out there too.
Okay.
Yeah, so let me act real quick and I'll go grab them.
You probably need a drink too, and I think Neeme needs a drink, and I need a drink. I need a glass of Chardonnay, and then I already have a tab running at both bars, so just give them my name, Kasey, and yeah.
That's how you do it. Tabs at both bars.
This is making me look really bad, but I rarely drink. But you guys are here at a special occasion. This is my only night in the booth with you guys, and he's trying to be sober the whole time.
Do you want anything?
It's fine.
Yeah, I'll take a Racer 5.
I support.
Racer 5 IPA. Thanks, buddy.
I support sobriety for sure. So that's fine.
So Pocket Queens limped in here from the +2, setting the trap. And there's already a 3-bet with unknown cards from Taylor Tot. This is going to be interesting. Rob races with the suited real ace. Lord calls with ace-6. There you go. Bulldog rips it in there with the Pocket Queens. Taylor's going to let it go. We don't know what he had. He put in a 3-bet and made the fold. Someone says, how is JFK not covering the tab? Fair question. I don't have the answer for that.
I'll catch up with him later for sure.
Okay. Right on. I've already scored myself many free drinks here, so I have no complaints whatsoever.
And I actually rarely drink, so. True.
Only special occasions, huh?
Yeah. So this week is like a big week for us here.
What an honor, then.
So yeah, I did a little drinking with Kevin Rob Martin came in this past weekend. So Saturday, I got a little toasty, and tonight I was planning on getting a little toasty, but you already wasted all your toastiness on Mr. Fat Train. So I'm gonna have to wait till the Vloggers game tomorrow.
Yeah, I also don't want to be like too, bent out of shape tomorrow for the when I'm supposed to be
Playing
performing
well.
on the table.
We want to see debauchery. What are you talking about? We want to see it get crazy, and we don't want to see normal Neeme.
That's that can still happen. I just don't want to be like
Fair enough.
death warmed over.
Fair enough. We'll pace yourself as needed.
Ace King flops the best here. Send that money over to Rob.
Cody Moose, I do like wine, both Pinot Noir or a nice white, but I also like a nice Skinny Girl Margarita, which is like fresh lime juice and tequila, maybe a splash of something else. So
Classic.
those are
Salt or no salt?
I can go either way. I might take a dab of salt here and there, but
Okay. Love a good margarita.
Don Julio is my tequila of choice for sure.
Don Julio, doing some free advertising. See another limp here from under the gun with the ace queen this time, which is interesting. What it felt like. I guess that sort of falls in a similar category. What we've seen before with ace jack not wanting to step out right away, put in the raise. Try and keep the pot small for now with that ace queen. But I would come in for a raise there.
That's what I would think so. I am the Gauge. Thank you for the subscribe. Appreciate it. Appreciate it. And
Do you think he wants me to blow a kiss too, or?
that's kind of my standard. I sometimes will blow a kiss for a subscribe.
All right, you got that covered. It's good.
Although they would probably prefer yours, I'm sure. Sometimes I'll give a shoulder shake here. Nothing too wild, just a little shoulder action.
Make them feel welcome.
Make them feel the love. We appreciate the subscribe for sure.
Good board for this King 10 here. Taylor Tot. What I was going to call it here. Finds a good river card. Goes check here on the river and pair of queens obviously going to take this one down. Uncle Frank can't find the momentum just yet. We'll see if he can find some hands. Jamin coming back in.
Jamin in the house. Is he?
Yeah, he said it was.
Thank
Yeah, he said it was on
you.
this.
He grabbed the right drink for sure. The priority was the white one. Thank you.
You're welcome. Gentleman Jamin.
Jamin. Huck Hillary, what's up? Zach, Gokin, I just want to give you guys some love from the chat. Big Pimp, we see you. What's up? Flounder, Paul, Letty, Lord Chinchilla, Razy again, DVA. Oh, hi, Mark. The Haws. See a lot of regulars and a lot of new faces. Kevin Cram.
Jamin, do you have? Okay, here are the
There you go.
spectacles. You want me to take control?
Go for it.
All right, check this out, guys. As we see the King Jack there, rocking these guys. Snapchat spectacles. Everything, as soon as I touch this button, it will be recorded. So be on your best, worst behavior.
So killer for all of our Snapchat lovers. You need these glasses.
This is what you need, you guys.
Yeah.
Get in there. For a mere $99, you can have these. What do you guys think in the chat? Spectacles, yay or nay?
It's funny. I
I
bought
like
those
the way
things-
they look on me. I like them.
I bought them like a year ago. I think I wore them for like 2 weeks.
Yeah. You said what?
I wore them for like 2 weeks and then I was kind of done.
Right.
But I busted them out again.
I like the shape for a lady, I think. They have. Did they have different shapes or were they like?
No, they're all just like this. I
just
think
all
they
the
just had
same?
different colors.
Yeah, the yellow circle, the blue circle or something.
Hey, Bob Kraft said, put some makeup on me. You guys have makeup people?
I
want
have
like some
makeup.
Walking Dead like stuff. Like I want like a zombie look.
I can hook you up right now. Do not tempt me. I have a lot of makeup in this purse. See, don't say it unless you mean it, because I will come with it.
All right, we got a raise from the Jack 10 of Diamonds. Very pretty hands. Call from the King Queen out of the small blind for Bulldog.
Yes, Flounder. Serious.
Nobody connects here. We'll see if Taylor puts in the C-bet.
All of you in the chat are going to be on Jamin's Snap right now.
They will be shortly.
Bump goes check, check. Turn doesn't help anybody. I think I wouldn't mind seeing a C-bet from that Jack 10 there, since he has 3 diamonds and 3 to a straight. Barrel on some pretty good turn cards, but he's kind of shutting it down here. Will he fire on the river? No. Just kind of raises it up and gives up right away. King High is going to be good. Yeah, those backdoor possibilities, kind of like a flop C-bet. Jamin hype happening in the chat.
Is it? I should read this chat.
Space Mexican 1 says Jamin hype. I don't know what SC at Jamin is, do you?
Snapchat. Snapchat at Kilogram. KILLOGRAM. Just like the metric unit of weight, but with 2 L's.
Easily
Because I'm I know, right? Because I'm extra fancy.
Mine is the same for everything. Exact same. Scrolling across. Poker Mama. 2 A's at the end. Ace.
Poker Mama. How long have you been playing poker for, Kasey?
I have been playing since I was just a very little girl.
You've been Poker Mama since you were young?
Yeah, so at family events, that's all we did. My grandmother had a huge purse full of change, dimes and quarters and nickels and pennies, and we all played poker all the time. And then I started playing in the casino at 18. I'm 34 now, and came up during like the poker boom.
Yep.
Thank you, Space Mexican, for the follow. We appreciate that. And it was a really exciting time to get into poker. I fell in love with it. I played all through college and never really looked back.
Cool.
Loved the game.
Always live or online as well?
I did play online for a while, but I definitely geared more towards live play.
Yeah.
Live.
Live.
Did you play online for a while?
Yeah, I started online.
Yeah?
I got my start in online poker back when it was a little bit easier than
So
it is
did I.
today.
Yeah.
Steve Y finds bottom set here. Not too much else going on though.
By the way, as an aside, the Spectacles case is also the Spectacles charger.
Oh yeah?
Very cool.
That's right in there.
Very high tech. Are you coming with the tech?
Yeah, you like the tech stuff.
I do,
He's
I
got
do like
the
the
drone.
tech,
Very cool.
James got the drone in his vlogs. All sorts of
Just
fancy.
bought a new Roomba that I'm in love with. Oh my
After
god, I
this-
love this thing.
After this stream, we need to go out and do some drone action. I want to be like in on a drone, like an actual drone
Did you
liftoff here.
bring it to the casino with you?
No. No.
You should brought it.
I should have.
Tomorrow, you guys, I'm in
Tomorrow.
the booth tomorrow. Somebody
Tomorrow I'm
bring
definitely
the
getting some.
drone.
I'm getting some drone stuff going on. U.S. Marine 32 asked me if do I have any plans for the Wasa. Yes, I have decided I will be in Vegas
Awesome.
on June 1st until at least June 10th. So if you have any plans of coming out for the World Series and you want to meet yours truly, that's when I will be there. I think I am finally going to play a tournament. I don't know which tournament.
It would have been funny if I did a spit take right there as you were saying. Last beer
But
all over the.
I think
Have a
after
second chance at that.
8 or 9 years of going to the World Series, I'm finally going to play a World Series tournament.
I want to get invited back. I'll do that on my last day. The spit take. That's
How
cool.
much tech you can ruin.
Poker tournaments, huh?
Yeah.
Space
I used to only
Mexican.
play tournaments.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Thank you for the follow. We appreciate it.
There you go.
Cash games scared me to death. I wouldn't play cash games. I would only play tournaments. And I'd play like 1 cent, 2 cents cash online.
Yeah, I think I actually started sit and goes.
Sit and goes. Yeah, sit and goes.
But that didn't last too long for me. But yeah, U.S. Marine also asked Andrew, what tournaments are you planning on playing at WSOP? I'm going to start off going in, planning on playing as many as I can stomach, and then...
Really?
Yeah, we'll see what happens.
They're going to play 2?
Exactly. Interesting turn card here. They both pick up flush draws, and Laura's got the open-ended straight draw. Ryan has top pair, so nobody's going to fold here. River bricks out. Board is left with the 9 high. Just goes check, check. Pair of 10s. Good. Didn't want to see diamond there. So yeah, I don't know. I sort of set this goal of crossing the 100K mark on my Hended Mob page, just because I feel like for a live poker player, my Hended Mob is a little bit.
It's at what right now?
It's like now it's at like 60 something, I think. And
That's respectable.
I just never played tournaments, so that's the reason.
60
And,
something's respectable.
I mean, for 10 years of live poker play, 55K or whatever it was. I don't know. I mean, it's not like it really matters that much, but yeah, just made it for a little fun goal for the year to bump it up to 100K. And the summertime is sort of the best opportunity to get a bunch of events and make that happen. So I don't know. I'll probably be in like, anywhere from like $500 to $2,000 buy-ins. Plays a bunch of those until I get sick of it. So yeah, like you said, a couple tournaments in, back to cash.
How many continents have you hit so far this year?
Three.
Three?
Yeah, we started off really fast. And then I was gonna try and get to Asia and Australia because my cousin is out there, but didn't quite happen as fast as I wanted. I wasn't able to get over there. So still plenty of time left though. Second half of the year, lots of travel time. Trying to get to 5 continents, play poker on 5 continents in 1 year.
Thank you, Crystal Love. Good to see you, beautiful.
Jamin, any plans to move up to 510 soon? Doesn't seem like there's any big games. Here's my issue with 510 in St. Louis, is it doesn't run that often, maybe a couple times a week, and when the game does run, it's really not all that appetizing. So I have no problem playing 510 other places. I was like when I go to Vegas. But the St. Louis 510 market, the player pool's maybe 20 people. So it's just not some place I really want to be right now.
Yeah. How often does the 510 game go?
Goes Tuesdays and Thursdays, but it starts at 1 o'clock, like when I'm at work.
Okay.
So, and then by the time I get off of work, work out, shower, get there, it's like 7 o'clock, and people are either leaving or they're just kind of settled in and they're not moving. And
Yeah.
last couple times I went over there, got on the list, stayed for 2-3 hours, and didn't get in the game.
D22 so shout out to Andrew Neeme. Hey, I got a shout out in the chat. That's cool. Thanks, buddy. Will you be playing the main event? It says Ambrose. I will be. I'll be in there one way or another. Pretty sure. I guess it's not 100%, but pretty sure I'll be in there. Played it a couple times before. No love. The more I play it, the more we're due for a cash.
Oh, by the way, my daughter told me to tell you, told her to tell you hi, but she calls you an enemy. Yeah, she doesn't say your name right. She says an enemy.
Which is the smallest creature. I think
Andrew.
You know, that's the
Andrew
smallest
anemone.
single cell organism.
Not sure how I feel about that.
An anemone is. Wait.
The smallest creature. Not sure how.
An anemone is not the smallest single cell organism, is it? Let me double check my science here. I knew this at one point.
Anemones can get kind of big.
Okay, so that's just the sea creature. What am I thinking of? I'm gonna find out here.
Oh, chat needs to know though.
Spell anemone. It's got to be somewhere.
Usually just ask the chat for these things.
Yeah.
Thick Gravy says
A-N-E. Amoeba.
Thick Gravy is wondering if you're thinking of amoeba.
I was thinking of amoeba.
Yeah.
Amoeba is the smallest single cell organism.
See,
It's been
you
a
always
lot.
just ask the chat and the chat will come through.
Yeah. I did go to university for biology, but that was a long time ago. A long time ago.
What school did you go to?
St. Gregory's University, Catholic school in Oklahoma.
Oklahoma. I like Oklahoma.
You like it?
I do like Oklahoma.
Never been.
No?
Not yet. Young Reptilian says,
ago.
Jamin, when are you coming down to South Florida to play?
I have no plans to go to South Florida. I have family that live in Orlando. I've never been to South Florida. I've never been south of Kissimmee.
Yeah.
Have you been to South Florida?
Yeah.
Where, like Miami?
Yeah, well, my family used to go to like West Palm Beach for like family vacations and stuff. But that was, when I was a kid. But I have played at the Hollywood area, so like the Seminole, Hard Rock, and the Isle. There's some good poker down there for sure.
Tampa is middle Florida, right? That's not South Florida,
Tampa
right?
is like towards the northwest, I believe.
Yeah, I think I'm going to be playing. I think I might try to go play in Tampa later this year, but I don't know about South Florida. I might get in trouble in South Florida. Come back with things taped to my large intestines.
I don't think so. I think South Florida is cool. Mississippi on the other hand. No, just kidding.
So Steve K raises to 12 with the ace deuce from early position. I don't actually love this hand here to make a raise with. I think the players may be definitely loosening up here. I don't know if it's the drinks or frustration as the night wears on.
That happens.
Or just kind of forgetting the streams here and starting to play the way they would normally. But
Yeah.
yeah.
You want to
But the ace jack raises and takes it down.
How long has this game been running?
3 bets here. It's since 7 and we're at 8:48. So
And the stream started right hand one?
Oh, so no, they start playing at 5:30.
Okay, yeah.
And I actually started playing with them. And at that time, they were all very nervous and nitty. And
How'd you do?
I won $170 in 5 hands. So
Yeah.
did
She
all
also
right.
she also bought the whole table around drinks.
And yeah, I mean, I gave some of it back. I offered them whatever they wanted to drink. I asked them to be kind with their selections, but whatever they wanted. I was like,
Oh, I thought you just meant in general, like in life.
no, as in like no $1,000 bottles of whatever. But
All right, Firewall wants to know, Jamin,
Uh-huh.
what is the deal with all the Justin Bieber stuff?
The short version of the Justin Bieber story is this. I think Justin Bieber is amazingly talented, and I think he has an amazing work ethic. And I think he has taken his talent and his work ethic and put it to good use. I really appreciate his work ethic. I like pull yourself up by your own bootstrap stories. I love the fact that when Disney came calling for him to put him in the Disney machine, like they did with the Timberlakes and the Aguileras and the Spearses, he declined and decided to take his skills to YouTube and find his own way. And that's what I like about Justin Bieber.
Show the shirt, dude.
So it's not necessarily that I think his music is so magical. It's that I think it's his work ethic and his attitude on life and how he approaches challenges
There you go.
that I really like.
I wonder if Firewall was expecting an answer like that. It was sort of that solid,
that's what it
profound,
is.
and
Most people think it's his music, although I do like some of his music. I don't dance around in his music that often.
I like that Smile song. Was that You Smile, I Smile thing? I like that. You get down with
Let's
that.
hear it. Sing a few bars.
No. I've never been into the karaoke thing. Not my scene. Pretty good flop for Ryan here. Ryan finds a very nice
I
flop.
kind
is
of
a pretty
agree
good
with
flop.
you. I don't know, Nosy. They want to know why I'm not in the middle. What gentleman? I don't know.
Is that the gentlemanly thing to do?
I don't know.
Unfortunately, nobody has anything.
Like
here,
on
but-
American Idol,
Yeah.
you know, the female judge is always in the middle. No, but we want to see more Neeme and we want to see more Jamin. That's so odd.
Plus, Jamin's never been in the booth.
I know.
So if you put me
like
over
this.
there with
No,
all the buttons-
No, I like this. This is good. I
Yeah.
just need to lean in a little. That's all. Lean in. That's it.
Man, what a flop for Ryan there in that hands. Unfortunately, nobody has anything. He was
Yeah,
very
what a
sad.
flop. It's an open-ended straight flush draw. No big deal.
When was your last straight flush draw? Or last straight flush?
Straight flush. I had one or two on the vlog,
Yeah?
but it seems like many years ago at this point.
I haven't had one for a while either.
Any Royal gets to spin our wheel for a prize back there.
Oh, yeah?
And whenever they do spin the wheel, you'll see like everything, the camera, everything gets like shaky because it's also connected to like where our wires are. They run right by the
that's
wheel.
funny.
So as the wheel spins, like
Yeah.
it looks like we're going through an earthquake here.
Go spin it.
You will see it. It really will happen. Here, it'll probably be on a delay. So like 30 minutes from now, you'll see all the shaking happen.
I see. Yeah, that sangria that's just chilling down there. It's not getting a lot of attention.
Was that Jeff's?
I think it's probably Jeff's. I think he got that last time,
I
right?
met him for the first time tonight. I had never met him before. It was funny. I got off the airplane and I had the spectacles on, right? And I was just, doing my spectacles thing as I was walking towards baggage claim.
Yeah.
And I didn't even notice him and Brad were in front of me. And I walked
really?
right by them, went to baggage claim, and then saw them again at baggage claim. And I go, oh, no, you guys. Much taller. Both him and Brad are much taller than I thought. And Johnny Vibes, much taller than I thought they'd be.
Yeah. I'm probably one of the shorter bloggers.
And you're not short.
You're not short.
Like 6 foot.
Just relative.
Right?
5'10".
5'10".
People say I'm much smaller than they had guessed that they thought I was when
Really?
they see me in real life.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think it's just the angle I normally hold the camera at. And just, I think it's
Yeah.
more lower or something.
You're over lower.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Do you know Ree Drummond? I do not, Cody Moose. Not as far as I know. Does Ree Drummond know me? I don't know. I'm not sure. Not great with names. I'm really good with faces. So, Veronica, our love, V Bro, gives me a little bit of crap for this, for my forgetting of names.
Andrew, please stop running it twice. Why don't they like that you run it twice? I like running it twice too. It doesn't bother me to run it twice.
I think the reason for that is because the short sample of the times I've run it twice in
Yeah.
my videos, it would have been better for me to run it once.
Oh, I got you. It's a results oriented.
I think that would be my guess.
It's not that old Barry Greenstein take on people will start pushing around with flush draws and
Yeah.
things that doesn't really happen in real life.
Probably, but it seems like most people are tending to favor just running it once. I
Yeah.
feel like I've seen more and more people that are just favor running it once. So I don't know.
I like to see a winner, so I generally like 1 or 3 times. So if
Yes, I can get that, yeah.
You can do it 1, 2, or 3 times, and I generally will choose 1 or 3.
Yeah.
I can get
but not
that.
2.
I don't really care about seeing
I
a
don't
winner.
like-
I
I
like
don't wanna
seeing
see the
somebody.
top.
I like seeing some pain.
But that's
Yeah,
what I'm
I
saying.
like being
But
pain,
If
yeah.
you do
better
it
for-
twice, then it's oftentimes
Right.
you're going to chop it up, and I want to see somebody win some money.
It's definitely better for like storytelling when someone's winning or losing rather than chopping, for the videos,
Right.
Yes,
the vlogs.
yes.
I think it's better for the story. So, yeah, maybe I'll stop running it twice. Whoever said that.
Yeah, I did my last session at my last 5-10 session at Bellagio. I ran it twice and ended up chopping a hand that I would have won easily. And I got that a lot.
Interesting hand there from Taylor.
Yeah.
Pocket fours puts in a raise on the turn. With
When the queen comes.
basically no equity. Gets the job done. Maybe he picked up on something. Live reads.
Yeah, this was something I was wanting to talk to you about. Both of you, I'd like to ask, how much of your game is feeling, reads, psychology, and how much of it is really just studied math and GTO? Starting with you, Andrew, what would you say?
So I guess in the game that I mainly play, which is like the 5-10 at the Bellagio, sort of start with like a baseline strategy, and it depends on the lineup, but like a lot of times that lineup is kind of reg heavy, and in those instances you sort of rely on that baseline strategy more than like live reads, because those guys they're there every day, and they're not going to be giving off too much information, in terms of the live reads. So in those regards, yeah, you tend to just sort of stick to your studies and strategies that develop as a result of those studies. But yeah, sometimes I think you will find yourself in different situations where live reads come into play more often, and usually that comes from more recreational lineups, players that probably either don't study that much, just don't care that much. They're just there to gamble, and they're just more naturally expressive and just there to have a good time, and they tend to give off more as a result. So in those instances, that's going to be when you're picking up and trying to maybe adapt a little bit based on a read that you picked up.
And I probably see a lot more of that, the latter, than you. I see a lot more expression, a lot more people just basically telegraphing their hands. So I, like Andrew, start with a basic strategy, but that can quickly change with, people jumping out of their chairs when the turn card hits, or people's bet sizing gives away a lot, which I guess you could consider that a live read. A lot of the GTO strategies, or a lot of the GTO theory doesn't really apply to a lot of the games that I play. So.
In the game?
Yeah, like the last time.
Cool. Jeff's going to come in, and then who wants to jump in the game?
You know what? I'm a gamer. I would always prefer to play, you
Kasey, get
guys.
in there.
I'm going to get in this game right now.
Do it.
But I do want to say real quickly about this question, because you guys were answered it, and I wanted to say for myself how I am. The way I came up in poker, and I feel like as a woman player, I often naturally, and also just the way I was raised, I naturally picked up a lot of small details, micro movements, and instinct and emotion, and I can feel those things, and so it was something that kind of naturally got built into my game, and then I added a lot into the math and strategy, and then over the last 5 years really added in studying off the felt on a lot of different sites, and so I think I've combined all those things, but ultimately generally rely on my instincts of pulling all those things together. Okay.
Let's see what happens here real quick before we let you go. We got
All right, I'm excited.
Chomping at the bit.
Let's go. Let's go liven up this table a little bit. Come on.
We got a boat over boat situation, and
What's the buy-in for them?
Ryan's not going to get away
It's a 1-3 game, but it's playing a little bit deeper than it was earlier. Now that we've had some action.
All right, Kasey.
Now this is, I don't know, second, third glass. So we'll see who shows up. I don't normally ever drink and play, but
I have faith in you. In your
go kill it.
drinking poker
Hey,
game.
I'm already up 170 for the session. So let's see.
All right, let me get out of your way.
Wish me luck, everybody.
Make it a double back or don't come
Yeah.
back.
Be nice to me in there, you guys. In here, you guys.
All right. I think I got it. Okay. Is there a headphones?
Nope.
No? All right.
Nope.
We are in the booth.
Replaced her with you. and he went to the restroom.
How was your experience in the booth so far?
So far, so good.
Yeah?
It's like crazier looking in here than I thought it was going to be. Like it's a little bit. I don't know. There's like a lot more going on. There's a lot more going on in here than I thought. I honestly thought it was just going to be like a camera and like one computer and not all of this.
Yeah, there's a lot of stuff to follow for sure.
Right.
So, who's the big winner in this game? You know?
I don't know because we've been doing a lot of chit chatting. I think it's actually Jeff. I think.
So Jeff's got 689. I'm not sure. Do you know what the original buy-in was?
I don't.
Okay, cumulative winnings. We've got Steve Y. He's up 236. Jeff's up 157. Taylor Tot up 70. Steve K up 67. So, best 3 vloggers in the game. Brad has the run bad turned around for you. Yeah, the run bad is turned around. So usually when I do poker vlogs, I'm kind of far behind. You know, I'm about a month.
You're far behind.
You're
Oh
really
my
far
god.
behind.
Yeah. Although I'm catching up now. Like I think I worked on the vlog on the plane ride here, which was from April 14th.
Yeah.
So I'm catching up. Yeah.
So usually I talk about things kind of a month and a half later. So went through the downswing, lost 8K. I've gotten all that 8K back, but I've kind of hovered around that.
That was impressive. You got that back quickly.
Yeah, it was a lot quicker than I
Yeah.
thought. So
Yeah.
I was happy about that. Okay, I feel like we got to talk about this game a little bit, man.
Do we? Why?
We're cocktails.
Cocktails. I'm gonna mess with their computer because I saw some questions in here.
Okay.
Because I think this is YouTube. This is Twitch.
Yeah. So this is I feel like the YouTube is where we need to be at.
I saw a question about would I ever quit my day job at Monsanto to go play poker full time. No. And the reason why is because I actually like my day job. I love what I do. I love what I do for like my jobby job. So I probably wouldn't be quitting to go full time anytime soon, unless I like bink the main event or something like that. But in order to bink the main event, I have to play the main event, which I have not.
All right, let's all stake Jamin this year, main event. You got it. You got
Done.
a stake. Done.
You gonna stake me in the main event?
Selling at 1.7.
You're gonna see somebody trying to talk everybody into a chop like day two.
How did you get that beer?
They sell them out there.
It's just magic what happens. They just appear.
Why do you want one?
Yeah.
What do you want? Because I need to go. I need to.
Lagunitas?
Yeah.
Sounds good.
Yeah.
Cool. All right.
Brad Owen in the chat, ladies and gentlemen.
What up?
Famous poker blogger.
I'm a software architect at Monsanto. For those that were asking.
Here, you guys want some drinks?
How did you know that? It's amazing.
I got it.
Can I get a Lagunitas, please?
Lagunitas?
Thanks.
Jamin, you need something?
What was that I had? That IPA. That the one you taste tested. Tropical. What was it
It was
called?
the Flash. Flash?
A green flash?
Yeah, Green Flash.
Sure, let's go with that.
Pretty sure that was it.
Yeah.
IPA? Or the blonde?
Yeah.
Anything else?
I'm good, yeah, thanks.
I think I have glasses.
Thank you.
Let's see what we got here.
Thanks a lot.
In the booth with Brad and Andrew.
James doing some blogging in the booth.
Some of you guys might have seen this on the Twitch live stream, but if you didn't, this is what it looks like.
Big winner at the moment is Steve Y, plus 236 US dollars.
Let's actually focus on this game. Let's see what's commenting. Let's
Okay.
do some commentating.
Let's do this.
Boom.
Let's do this.
Cards
All
are
right.
being dealt.
Uncle Frank.
Playing some 1-3, no limit.
Excellent so far.
We're
Excellent.
doing great. Okay.
We've seen a lot of big hands in this game. It's been kind of amazing. How many premium hands, sets, flushes.
In the games that you guys typically play, can you get away with, even in late position, playing unsuited connectors down to 5-4? Or is that just at fold?
5-4 is a
I
little
would
weak.
fold 5-4 offsuit.
Maybe like 9-8 from, like the cutoff. I don't hate it.
Yeah.
Okay, so we got a raise 15 from Ryan L. And the call with the old Ace-10 offsuit from Taylor Tot.
Taylor Todd is a producer here on the show.
Okay.
Part of the team here at Stones Live.
Jeff Boski, fellow vlogger, redeeming himself a little bit from the last time we came out to Stones.
Redeeming himself.
Yeah,
You got whacked last time.
You got wrecked. Actually, the
We
three of
always
us did.
did.
Yeah, me, Andrew, and Jeff. We all got smoked.
Everyone on our side of the table.
On the last one, yeah, at Stones, yeah.
Everyone on our side of the table lost money.
Yep.
The other side.
Except for maybe Dale. Hello 7027 if he's in the chat, not sure. Brad, ask Neeme mug in LA with Jamin. Okay. Mug in LA with Jamin at some point?
Have you guys ever done a meetup game in LA?
No, but we definitely want to. Another thing to add to the list of year, second half of the year.
The thing with me in LA is I've never been to LA, so I have a feeling that when I go to LA the first time, I'm going to want to do like touristy LA.
We can do that.
See the
Can you
Hollywood
sign
sign. Go see where OJ allegedly did it.
Okay, that's one thing to do, I guess.
in? Do the whole freeway tour that he drove?
Yeah, the freeway chase.
J Flop 123. How's it going? Yeah, I mean, there's so many things to do in LA, and I'm happy to do lots of different stuff. So we can do that.
Give me 1 second. I'm gonna step out very
So a
quickly.
few guys mentioned I am recently single. I've been on the Bumble grind here in Sacramento. It's going well.
You have been?
A little bit.
Tell us.
Let's see
Tell us
here.
about it. Oh, looks like we got another guest coming in. Do you want to slide over one seat?
Sure,
or
yeah,
should
yeah.
we just? I don't know what's best here. What's happening here? We got a race 12 from Rob. Taylor Tom makes the call with the 9 8 clubs. So
what up?
Turn card.
Jeff Boski coming in the house. I'm gonna sit over here, slide over.
We're gonna make the graphics guys work for it here. Now I'm sitting in Brad Owen's seat. Look at this. Look at these guys.
How was the game, man?
Fun. Good times.
Good times.
Love Stones.
You booked to win, yeah?
I think, yeah, fun.
Which
It's a first.
what's the biggest adjustment you have to make from tournament to cash?
I think people bluff less in cash, and they play tighter,
Yeah.
and they don't like go out of their way to steal the blinds, which makes a lot of sense. But
We saw a lot of premium hands here from this perspective. Is that sort of what you were seeing as well? What are your thoughts?
yeah, pretty straightforward play. Nothing too fancy. No bluffing with blockers. Nothing.
Yeah.
I tried to make a few moves, but just didn't have too many opportunities.
Yeah. What are your thoughts on the call with the 9 of clubs there with the flush on the river?
You saw me count down the hands that can beat me.
I was counting. Yeah, I saw you counting on the fingers. I wasn't sure if there's a number of clubs on board or the combos or something.
No, I was like, well, there's 4 clubs that can beat me, so I got the 5th nut.
Yeah.
So the Bulldog
Nuts.
limped here under the gun.
Yeah, we've been seeing some early position limping in these kinds of spots with like Jack, Ace, Queen type hands.
And Ryan in the 9 seed will raise it up to 20.
We got 2 Jeff Boskis happening, one here and one there.
Oh shit.
Inception.
With the pocket kings. Interesting. So Ryan raises it up, tries to isolate the limper with a good hand. Jeff here, maybe you should take over the commentary here.
All right, so right before this hand happened, I said, I got 20 minutes left to play. I got to pull off a big bluff. I swear. And then I pick up pocket kings. So perfect timing. I thought, after watching many Andrew Neeme videos, I know you like to size it around 70. I think I did make it 70.
65 it says here.
Close enough. And should balance my bluffs with hands I want action with.
So Bulldog is debating with the ace queen that he limped in under the gun.
Do you know what he had before when he limp shoved after like 50 or like raised 50
I think he had queens.
queens?
Yeah, there's
Okay. Because he tanked, and I was like, oh my god, he's got aces. After he tanked after this action. But he eventually folded, so that was good.
We might be talking about the different.
No, yeah, it's the same man.
Okay.
Probably.
All right, so Ryan's going to connect here. Bad flop for Ryan. Great flop for Jeff Boski.
What size do you like here?
I sized down a little bit. Looks like you're going for 60 or 45.
60.
60, yeah, that's fine. Could even go like 50, since it's so dry, but not a big difference. Yeah, I size it down there, and if there's like a flush draw on board, I size it up a little bit. Makes sense. Pretty standard. And he's not going to be getting away from this hand. All the chips are going in.
How much did he shove for?
260, I think.
Snap call.
Casual snap call. Look at that. Like,
He's not worried. He's got the no gamble hat.
okay, that's going to be a pot for Jeff Boski.
Under the gun is visibly shaken because he folded ace queen after tanking.
Oh, I forgot
after
that
limp
part.
tanking.
Someone folded ace 5 as well. I think the small blind or big blind. It's 5 on the river, right?
Tough spot for Ryan there. With king, queen of diamonds, I mean, I don't know. What do you think? Are you going to have like too many 3-bet bluffs there in that spot?
I really hadn't been 3-betting wide at all. I haven't really had any suited aces to do it with, or even king, queen, so.
I think you just. So sorry. How much did Ryan have to start the hand?
320.
320. So 3 bets at 65. So he's putting in 1/5 of his stack.
It's going to be tough to get away from on the like post flop. I think it just depends on whether you want to call that 3-bet, right?
Yeah, I think I would just. I would probably lay down or. I bet it's tough to put in 20% of your stack, and then you hit top pair, and you don't know if it's good.
Yeah, tough spot. I don't hate it. It's like it feels like it's so playable, you know. King queen suited.
He's playing out of position though too, right? He's
Yeah.
So
Makes it a little bit tough.
But with Boski's speech saying that you're gonna bluff, it was a big bluff. Perfect timing for you, yeah.
Did you announce that? Or?
Yeah, now I'm like, I've been. You probably can't hear me, but I've been pretty vocal, just saying, God damn it, I'm such a nit. I got to bluff. I got to pull off a sick bluff. And the guy next to me said, I'm going to call you. I go, no, don't call. I got to be successful. I don't want to punt it off on live stream. Very next hand, King.
Jeff, the
Life is good.
chat wants to know about your clothing line.
Clothing line. Go to jeffboski.com where you can get a variety of clothing wear. I thought you loved Jeff Boski clothing. It's almost up there with favorable.
I'm not saying I don't. Lagunitas, which one?
That's from the Lagunitas.
Okay, cool, thank you.
And then green flash.
Oh, that was Jamin's.
Is he coming back or he's departed? We should get Johnny Vines in here.
Yeah, we should.
Get Johnny Vines. All right, I'm gonna swap out. I'm not sure what Jamin's on, but I'll bring it to him.
I'm gonna leave it here for now.
Okay. All right, let me hop out. Another guest coming in, you guys.
All right, we're bringing in Johnny Vibes. And, okay. How tall are you, Brad and Jeff? I'm 6'2.5". Jeff is a little bit taller than me, I think. Jeff, how tall are you? 6'3" or 6'4"?
6'4.5".
6'4.5". He's a giant. Johnny's super tall too. Welcome.
Also 6'4.5".
Oh shit.
Welcome to the commentary booth.
Thank you, Brad. Thanks.
Yeah.
Oh, let's see what's going on here. So many gadgets here. We got a chat.
Yeah. So that's the Twitch chat. This one is the YouTube chat.
What's up, JJ McLeod?
Deep vibes, bro.
Deep vibes, my man.
Shout out to Label Guy, whoever that is. Glad you love the steaks. Medium rare fillets are the way to go.
All right, so tell me more about the game we're watching.
Jeff, you're the expert.
This is a 1-3 no limit. $60 to $500 buy-in. Of course, you could buy up to the table big stack at any point, which we did repeatedly. As soon as I said, "Hey, this guy's got 750, you're not showing me up," so everybody else started adding on.
I see.
And I had about 800 at this point. I just busted a guy. I got 1,100 now.
Nice.
So I finally possibly booked a winning session in a live stream.
Possibly.
Possibly.
Nice.
Oh, because there's still time.
Yeah, 30 minutes to go. I might punt it off in heroic fashion.
Keeping the crowd in suspense.
Never know.
Oh, we got some great names here. Lord and Acehole.
Wow, yeah. I made a joke about Lord's name at the table, and he wasn't feeling it.
You guys are going by these names at the table? This guy's going by Acehole at the table?
He kept saying Ryan. And they're like, no, you need a cool nickname. He goes, Ryan L or something like that.
All right, what's up, man? I can't read this guy's name. Duvall. My brother is actually younger than me, and tomorrow's his birthday, and I'm missing his birthday to hang out with you guys on the live stream. He is 2 years younger than me.
Adam Ortega asks, how fast do you grow the beard?
So I can actually grow a beard in about a week. This takes me about 3 weeks.
Yeah.
Jesus. When's the last time you were cleanly shaven?
I like around vlog number 7. Is that how we measure it?
That's one way.
My wife actually doesn't like the beard. She says it scratches her face.
Gotta keep the women happy.
Hey, CPTN Kirk. We have the same birth year, 81. And by the way, happy birthday to your 1-year-old. I think I'm gonna have a baby in the next year or 2 as well. Happy birthday, Brooklyn.
It's a bold prediction.
I mean, yeah, I'm Mexican, so I should be able to make it happen pretty soon.
What's the correlation there? Mexicans are very fertile.
Yeah, we
Got that killer.
are known for that.
Silver bullets. All right.
What the hell did I get myself into?
This is a live stream, not a boring stream. What do you got, a Lagunitas there?
What do you got?
You didn't see me drinking that sangria? It's on the table.
Oh, yeah? All right, so this is a straddle pot. You got a raise to 20 from Steve K.
This is everybody always wants to know how you play jacks. Let's see if Steve K can figure it out.
He had jacks many times today, and he showed them every time.
Looks like it folded through.
Yep, he takes it down and shows again.
So everyone seems to think, I hear this at the table a lot, there's no right way to play jacks, which I think is pretty ridiculous.
Show.
Yeah, definitely.
You raise. You
That's a
open every time.
I mean, the beautiful thing about poker is that everything's situational, and you can mess jacks up easier than other hands, but there's definitely a right way to play them for every situation.
Yeah, but so if it's folded to you, you're always opening, right? Like, I think some people are so uncomfortable playing jacks where they seriously consider folding them.
Yeah, jacks is obviously a very high value hand, and you have to look at every hand individually and just recognize that jacks is a great hand. Sure, it's going to get difficult after the flop sometimes, but I'll take jacks every day. Fives is also a pretty easy hand to play because you're not going to have too much after the flop, so you can do a lot of checking.
Yeah.
Is 15 the standard raise that's been going on in this game?
Yeah, I was a little upset. I hate to call people nits, but we were going to do bomb pots, and a few nits said, no bomb pots here. We want to do a round of straddles, and a few guys were like, no, too much gamble. We're here to entertain, not to knit it up. You can make your $5 an hour at the normal 1-3 game, but they just weren't having it.
I think there's plenty of people that are happy to just play on a live stream, have their significant other maybe watch them play poker, see what they do, that kind of thing.
True.
This is a 1-3 game, right?
This is interesting. Taylor is donk leading $30 in the field here on this dry board with 6 ways to the flop. Which actually, it looks like it's going to work here.
Rob K, would you fold the 10-9 with the backdoor hearts there?
I would not be folding the 10-9 in this hand.
Hell no, you had the button too, I think.
Not with 1.1K behind for the 6-3 offsuit guy. Mm-hmm. I would be calling with a lot of hands there. 10-9 is definitely one of them that I would be calling with. Actually, might consider raising that hand.
Yeah, good candidate for that.
So,
it's pretty fun that you can have this many big blinds in a 1-3 game. This is not pretty typical.
Yeah, everyone's deep. It looks like everyone's kind of like 200 to 300 big blinds deep, maybe a little bit more.
It makes the game so much more fun.
Which is surprising why people would be opposed to straddling and bomb pots.
Yeah.
I mean, this is for sure more of like look at how many chips Jeff Boski has. Jesus.
Had to take a few pictures of that. It's never going to happen
Did
again.
you put it on Instagram already?
No. You're the master of the chip porn on Instagram. I do tournament chip porn for clickbait.
Yeah. Look at that. You building a great wall around yourself.
40 stacks are hard to control sometimes, but felt good while it lasted.
See, I like you mixing it up with 9-8 offsuit. When you have $1,000 in a 1-3 game, I'm not opposed to calling with any 2 connected cards here in position.
I was in the straddle.
Oh, fine, sure, why not?
Saying if you're closing the action.
Closing the action, like if you have 9-8 offsuit here, I'm fine with this.
So it checks through, and I figure, hey, my 8's probably good. I can get action from some 1 diamond type hands.
Totally.
So let's put out a little value bet.
Yeah, and I don't see you getting looked up here by anyone. Oh, we got a non-believer.
The Bulldog has the combo draws.
This is not a spot where I would want to call.
Are we going to value bet here, Boski? Are we going to go for super thin value?
I was actually going for the check call. I put him on like ace of diamonds type hand.
That's a good strategy there.
Boom! I like how you just threw the cards out there. You're like, I know I
knew it. I knew it. Fucking knew it.
So I got a question here. Brad, Bumble or Tinder?
Oh shit.
Let me see. So I paid for the extra services from Bumble, so I can see. I did it on accident, but I can see who likes me before I like them. So, you know, we've got this top row here is people who are trying to get a Brad Owen date.
It's kind of like using a HUD for online dating.
It is. It's like a HUD for online dating. So there's some pretty cute girls out here. I think I will say that dating in Sacramento or anywhere outside of Vegas is like much easier than Las Vegas. It's very tough in Vegas. You know.
Oh yeah.
And you know it as well.
For sure. I lived in Vegas for 5 years, and while I did have fun, it was not conducive for building a relationship with a girl.
Yeah, it's tough, man. Vegas is filled with professional hot chicks. So those are going to be the cocktail waitresses, the strippers.
It's tough when you're grinding out a living playing poker and your cocktail waitress girlfriend is making more than you. It's definitely an eye opener.
Yeah. I mean, just dating anyone kind of in the casino industry is not ideal.
We got an open under here from Lord. We have top pair with Rob. We have a gutter ball from Steve, and we have a flush draw from Mr. Boski. This might get interesting.
Yeah, this was an interesting hand. I thought about.
Do you have the betting lead in this hand pre-flop?
No, I went bet call and I overcalled out of position. Not my favorite plan, but I thought it was a little bit too strong to fold. I got some backdoor wheel draws and shit.
You make a pair on the turn?
Yeah, no. I think I just got to check in rhythm, and then a small ass 15 bet again. Weak ass $15 call. I thought about putting in a big ass check raise. What do you think?
I actually like a raise here because of the sizings.
Yep.
You don't have to risk a lot to win.
100 in the middle, yeah.
Exactly. When there's 100 in the middle and you're facing a $15 bet, and you can put out a raise, and it's not going to be that risky to win a sizable pot, I think this is a good spot to do it.
Yeah, I chickened out. It was just, knew I was about to get in the booth and wanted to lock up a profit like a real loser.
There's definitely nothing wrong with calling and realizing your pot odds because you have great pot odds here.
Yeah.
Johnny, how do you like to play draws when you're playing in big games? Like, I mean, obviously it depends on if you're in position or out of position, those kind of things, and who the player is, right?
For sure. Everything is situational in poker, and in general, I'm going to take every situation differently. So it's going to depend on so many different things and so many different factors. Game flow is a big part of it. Is the player that's betting winning? Are they losing? Are they betting confidently? Do they have a strong hand likely? So I'll more often than not, I'll range them. And if I think that they have a portion of their range that is willing to fold, I'll lean towards raising.
So when you're ranging them and you, like, let's say you're putting them on a particular range, is that mainly like a feel thing?
No, it's every street you're going to get more information. Pre-flop you're going to get some information on betting sizes, where they raised from, who called, how many people they're betting into, how often their frequencies are for betting. There's just so many pieces to the puzzle that you can add up, and the more you play and the more experience you have, you're going to be adding so many pieces to the puzzle. And when you have a lot of experience, you have this huge jigsaw puzzle, and you think that you have it figured out, and based on what you think you have figured out is when you decide whether you're going to raise or not.
Yeah.
And obviously, we're all wrong sometimes, so sometimes I'm raising a guy who has top set.
I feel like I'm always raising a guy who has top set.
Yeah, no, it definitely happens, for sure.
All right. Action checks to Rania in the cutoff. Puts out a bet with top. Will ace hole go for the check raise with the gutter or lay it down?
Yeah, I don't like a check call here for sure. Good discipline fold, ace hole.
Yeah.
No pun intended.
So Jeff, are you gonna make a vlog out of this?
Absolutely.
Yep.
I vlog every tournament, and when I get invited to great places like Stones to go on live streams, I want to give them some love back, put it on YouTube, show everybody what a great time you can have gambling at Stones Live. Really appreciate the fine food. I have a food review coming, 1 to 10 rating of the 2 items I ordered. Stay tuned.
No one's gonna watch that.
They love the food feedback.
Okay, we got a comment from Huck Fillery. Vloggers are terrible tippers. Is that true or false?
Not me, but I know some others that are. Bang,
I
bang.
think that it's not necessarily vloggers. I think that it's professionals.
Yeah.
I think that professionals in general are not great tippers because when you are professional, you are determining how much your hourly is.
Right.
And then you're actually, if you're diligent, you're figuring out how much you're tipping per hour too. And you're tracking these numbers like an accountant.
Right.
So in general, people will tip a little bit less as a professional.
Yeah, that shit adds up, but gotta give back too.
For sure, yeah. Dealers definitely they rely on our tips.
Johnny, can you talk about your trip to Macau? How was it? How was the feel at the tables? Were you ever able to settle in?
I will say that I settled in a bit, but the feel of the games in Macau was definitely more business-like versus Vegas and other places that I play. I love a social atmosphere. I love talking. I love just hanging out with the guys, talking sports, talking current events, but that was definitely not happening in Macau.
Yeah.
Partially because of the language barrier, but also because it was a very gambling-oriented environment, and it was a very serious environment.
Yeah.
And it could have been the language barrier. There was some conversing going on, and I did notice at times that people were talking about me. It's easy to know when they're talking about you when they use the word YouTube.
And every other word is in Chinese or in Mandarin, right?
It's Chinese, Chinese, Chinese.
Yeah.
YouTube, Chinese, Chinese, Chinese. So there was some conversing going on the table. I definitely would not like to play there again unless I'm taking big shots. If I want to play in a really big game and have a chance to win a lot of money, I would consider playing in Macau again, but it wasn't my favorite place to play.
Is it true it's very smoggy and prostitute-ridden?
So not anymore. The casinos was no smoking. For instance, the Wynn, there was no smoking anywhere inside the entire casino except for these small smoking rooms that were like closets that you see at the airport.
Yeah.
But it might have been different at other casinos. The Venetian was also like that, so that was actually really nice.
What about outside? I heard that, like, the air quality is real bad.
Air quality's not great, and there wasn't a lot of local real culture. There was no like local girls going to the club. It was prostitutes. So
Shout out to the prostitutes
it
out there.
definitely wasn't Vegas. I know there's prostitutes in Vegas, but it's more of a covert thing.
Yeah. Oldest occupation known to man, but different laws for different jurisdictions. To each his own.
Definitely.
On Tinder, or on Bumble,
Yeah, I haven't really spent any time on Tinder so far. Mainly just been Bumble.
when you pay, do they still have to talk to you first? You know how they have to initiate the conversation? Okay,
Yeah.
so you can't holler at them.
Like Johnny said, I'm super using basically, or I've got like a HUD, and I can see who is interested in going on a date with me first before I can say if I'm interested in them or not. So I don't even have to look at I don't have to filter through the women at all. I can just see the ones that are already interested in me and say that I like them, and then they can start the conversation.
It's a real time saver right there.
It is. All right, let's get the chat pumped up. Where are you guys from? If you're, I imagine most people are on the West Coast, but just tell us where you're from. Maybe we'll get a meetup game going somewhere close to where you live.
Shout out to Nick Papa Giorgio, one of the OG commenters all over YouTube. He loves the mans. I know he's always modding for my channel when I live stream. Appreciate the kind words, Nick.
Nick Papa Giorgio is an amazing name. I love that movie.
Oh yeah.
Vegas Vacation.
Giorgio.
Yank fan asked me how I first met Anton, and I met Anton actually through poker. Anton is an avid poker player. He actually got third in an EPT event, and I was at that EPT event, and I met him through some mutual poker friends, and through my love of electronic music and through his love of poker, it kind of bridged the gap between us, sparking up a conversation, and one thing leads to another, and similar energies vibe, and that's just how people become friends.
So we've got some action here. Looks like it's a straddle pot. Under the gun +1 limped in, and then we got a raise from Taylor Tot to 36. A call for 33 more from the big blind with ace queen from Rob K. And they're going heads up to the flop. 7 deuce 8 flop. Let's see here. I imagine big blind's gonna check here. Good board for Taylor Tot to c-bet on. He's got an overpair. Don't want to see any overcards come out. He's betting big.
He's betting 45.
Okay,
That's
he's betting
Rob.
45. Oh,
I think Rob is check raising.
Rob's
check raised. Oh. Okay.
This is definitely a standard call here. This is the kind of turn card that Taylor is not going to be folding to a barrel on. This is actually an unfortunate card for Rob to barrel on. Sometimes when you take a shot here with the check raise, sometimes you do have to give up, and sometimes the board texture will dictate you giving up. But when you have ace queen high and you've made the check raise here, I don't see you giving up.
What's he repping here? A set?
Oh, you check.
Oh, on the flop.
Rob checked,
Yeah.
and then Taylor Tot bet 100.
Yeah.
Are you always betting if you're Taylor Tot there? Once it's checked, you call a check raise.
No, actually
and
sometimes
then you turn a ton of equity.
Sometimes I'm checking back because I think that Rob's check raise is so polarized that he probably has nothing, or he has a big hand. So I think that checking back is okay sometimes, but I actually like this bet with Taylor's hand because it allows him to get 3 streets if he does make a straight. But I don't see Rob calling with this hand.
What's he putting him on? 8x?
I mean, especially after eat it, the double check raise here, that would be insane.
That's strong.
And so Rob gives up on it, and Taylor Tot takes it down.
Yeah, it was just a one-time bluff from Rob with 2 overcards. Not something that I usually have in my arsenal, but I can see it working. And you never know, you can turn an ace, you turn a queen.
You know, did you guys get like bios on these people?
No, well, I didn't get any. I imagine they had them in the beginning. I don't know.
Okay.
I don't know if they're accessible right now.
I was sitting next to Steve here. He's from Missouri or some shit, and he loves vlogs so much. And he heard about this game. He said, "Hey, can you lock me up a seat? I'll fly all the way out here just to play with these guys."
Definitely, yeah. He's been messaging me for a couple weeks now.
Oh, okay. Yeah, real cool guy. Chatted a lot. Still a lover of the game. He said it's 2 hours to the local casino, so he just stays home and watches vlogs. He's got a pregnant wife.
Yeah, it's really cool. He actually doesn't play much poker. But he's very active in my Facebook group. He's always talking through hands on the Facebook group.
Oh, cool. Yeah, first time I met him, but super cool guy. We got along great.
So it looks like we're pretty well represented in the chat here in terms of cities. So we've got some people from Toronto, Chicago, Orlando, Ann Arbor, Michigan, Connecticut, Detroit, Arizona, Atlanta. Another guy from, we got someone from the Netherlands, so that's pretty cool. Thanks for watching, guys. Elk Grove, California, Detroit, London.
Shout out to the D.
It's going, it's international here. We're having a good time. I think Check Raise Charles in the chat, good buddy of mine, has been picking up on the vlogging lately. So very cool, man. Let's see. shout out to Campbell Melrose. Glad that the latest vlog that I put out was about downswings in general. Glad that helped.
What the hell? How dare they? It certainly looks like it. Yeah, 135. It's got to be 9 players. Wow. They must have peer pressured them into it finally. Like the night's almost over. Let's fucking do a bomb pot.
So somebody's asking about prop players, casino hiring players to actually play in the game. And the reason why a casino will do that is because they want to keep their games going. So they'll pay someone who's willing to play poker to keep the game going, survive it long enough that other players will come in and keep the game going.
Okay, so we've got Poker Mama. She was in the booth not too long ago. She's taking a stab at this bomb pot. She's betting 35. She wants to win. She's trying to get in the mix. Steve Coles with a 10 high flush draw.
Let's see. Oh, we have someone with top pair here too, Taylor. And we have Rana with a gut shot.
No one really has much on this.
No.
This is like...
If Poker Mama wants to go for this, she can go for this. Uh-oh. Rana's taking the lead here. He's turning his gutter ball into a bluff.
Ooh.
This is interesting because he's betting 100 into 340. Is that updated with the 100?
I don't think so.
Oh, okay. So
Might be actually.
No, it is, yeah.
Yeah.
100 into 240.
Okay.
Steve
So we
calls.
call.
Just
And he makes the best hand. He already had the best hand, but he makes a pair. Interesting if Rana's going to give up here. Oh, he gives up. And I think Steve's going to check this one back. Yeah, he does. He's going to take it down. And Rana is kicking himself because he could have fired one more bullet. I think it would have worked.
So Poker Mama fired into I don't know how many other people with the ace-9 of clubs. So she showed a lot of heart with that. I mean,
she had one street of heart, and then Rana ended up having turn heart, and then no one had heart on the river.
The thing about bluffing in bomb pots is it's so tough for it to make it all the way through 8 other people.
For sure. Yeah, because you have no way to range anyone until there's some sort of money in the middle that's been voluntarily put in the middle.
You recently won your first bomb pot. How did that feel?
I did. It felt great. I mean, it wasn't my first bomb pot. I actually won a bomb pot when he played here, but my first one at the Westgate for the meetup games there.
Yeah.
Because you can easily just not win one for a long time. You know, it's hard to beat 8 other people.
Looks like they're straddling.
We had a occasional straddle from select players, but not everybody always agreed to it.
Okay.
All right, so we got a raise to 20 from Taylor Todd. He's under the gun +1 in the field, ace-10 offsuit. Now, I'd honestly probably lay that down myself, just from that early of a position.
Yeah.
If it were suited, I would play it. Ace-10 offsuit.
Also, Queen-9 calling first.
It's a loose call.
I actually would either fold this or 3-bet this.
Yeah.
In this situation, we're deep enough to actually 3-bet this.
How often are you really calling? And like me, generally when I'm calling pre-flop, it's mainly pocket pairs, like low to medium pocket
I'm not
pairs.
calling very often first from early position.
Mm-hmm.
Unless I have a very playable hand.
This is a super wet board here. I mean,
We're probably gonna have some action here.
yeah, so
Not a great card for ace
Taylor
hole.
Todd flops top 2, and ace hole flops flush draw. Queen high flush draw.
Check, check. He's gonna have a chance
Wow.
to realize his equity,
Gets there.
and he gets there. Let's see how Taylor navigates this river.
I think he's gonna.
He's gonna go for
We're
some
gonna see
value.
if the ace hole
This is a blocker.
raises or if he just calls here.
This is a blocker bet. This is a standard blocker bet on
So
the
he's
river.
going. So you think he's going for the raise here for sure?
I think
Yeah.
because of his sizing, he should raise.
Yeah. Let's make it look like he's got ace-X.
And I think that Taylor Todd might have been. Wow, he just snap folds. Snap folds to a raise there, it looks like.
I think that's what happened.
Wow.
Yeah, so he just put out a little blocker bet and got the information he needed and let it go.
Yeah.
So ended up losing the minimum on that hand.
Definitely. If I have ace-10 in that hand, I'm definitely betting the turn again.
Yeah,
And on that river card, I'm checking and evaluating.
There's too many draws out there where you don't want to give someone a free card.
For sure. And the 5 is actually a really good card for ace-10, even though from the outside looking in, it might not seem like a great card.
Yeah, the thing is that he had, an ace and a 10, so he has blockers to a lot of one-pair hands, right? So it seems pretty likely that the opponent's going to be on a draw. That's why you don't want to check that turn when it's a 5. Your opponent's not going to have a 5 very often, and he's the first to call.
100%. We got a big hand here. Queens versus ace-jack versus ace-4 suited.
Here comes the 3-bet.
So this hand is pretty standard so far.
It's a good discipline fold to let the ace-jack go.
Yeah.
I folded ace-jack under the gun today.
Terrible fold.
Is that horrible?
No,
Is it close? I don't know.
Was it ace-jack offsuit? Ace-jack offsuit, I don't mind.
Nine-handed.
Folding under the gun.
Just like,
Little nitty.
It's crazy when you're this many blinds deep. Like pre-flop hand values just decrease in value so much.
And
position matters so much more.
Yep.
so, ace-jack suited, ace-queen open under the gun. Ace-jack off, that's the line. Just fold it 9-handed.
I mean, it could go either way. It depends on the table for sure, and the game flow, and your image, and what you're getting away with, and who's in the blinds, how often they're defending.
Pretty straightforward game.
Yeah.
No one's really getting too out of line.
So, Jose Campos asked if I'm going to be playing the main event this year. Not really sure. Are you guys playing the main event?
I always say I don't know, but I always end up playing it. So I've played it like 6 years in a row now, and I don't anticipate not playing it, but it's the most crushing day of the year when you bust out, and I haven't figured out how not to bust out yet.
Yeah.
So it's been very difficult.
Yeah, I'm kind of in the same boat as you, where I'm going to hold off making a definite decision, but it's really tough to turn it down. It's a lot of fun to play, so I mean, there's a good chance I end up playing it again this year. Jeff, you're playing it, right? Always playing it.
I have the longest record that I know of. 0-12. 12 main events in a row, 0 cashes.
All right, so we've got an interesting hand here.
So it looks like there's. Okay.
So okay, it looks like Steve K probably opened.
And then.
Poker Mama. Wait, what the hell happened here?
I think.
She probably straddled.
I think Steve.
Is this a 4-bet pot where Steve K
According to the graphics,
flops
it's a
trips
4-bet
with
pot.
8-7 offsuit? Because that is pretty sick. No one's going to put him on. If this is really a 4-bet pot, then no one's going to be able to put Steve K on trip 8.
Yeah, Rob. I don't see Rob not getting stacked here.
Yeah. How deep are they? So 294.
He only has 294.
Yeah, so I think this is going to get all in at some point in this hand. Okay, yep.
And then
Shove.
he donk led and then got shoved on?
Yep.
Okay.
That's what it looks like.
I think Poker Mama straddled under the gun.
Okay.
And boats up.
Yep.
So Steve K probably called a 3-bet pre-flop and then just made a boat.
Yeah, he was closing the action, it looked like.
Wow. So huge hand there. With the old 8-7 off.
Hits the dream flop, and Rob K is out. Oh, the 1-3 game at Stones.
U.S. Marine has asked me this question like 4 times, so I'm going to answer it. Your 5-10 game is a $1,000 cab, and you're asking if I prefer 100 big blinds or deeper. I always prefer to play deeper because I think it's more fun. I think playing deeper is fun because you get to call more raises, you get to raise more, you get to have more decisions on the turn, there's more decisions on the river. and there's an opportunity to win big pots. And when you win big pots, those are the ones that you message Brad Owen and Bosky about and say, hey, check out this pot I won. It's just fun to talk about, you know? Like, 100 big blind poker is more straightforward. It's partly the reason why I don't like playing tournaments very much, because a lot of your decisions are made pre-flop and on the flop. And I love winning huge pots and playing on the turn and river. It's just personal preference.
Yeah, there aren't too many 5-10 games I know of that are 100 big blind caps. The smallest one that I really know of is Loggia. That's 150 big blinds. In Vegas, that's as small as it gets. And then the next step up from there is really Aria, which is a 3K cap. I think Venetian is a 4K, and the Win is uncapped. So let's see, Esteban Trochet, I think that's how you pronounce that. Brad, are we winning the cat custody battle? We are not winning the cat custody battle. We're getting rocked.
Come on. Don't give up, Brad.
Yeah, so gonna give the ex-girlfriend a few more months to hopefully settle down.
Have you thought about going legal with it?
Get Johnny Cochran on.
I don't want to get into it too much. I mean, like, honestly, I think that's like the worst possible way it could go. And I'd hate for it to ever go that way. But, I mean, I've thought about it. I just don't. I really, really want to avoid that at all costs.
Definitely. Apparently, Riggery has a good feline lawyer. Oh, no, he's saying that you need a good feline lawyer.
Are all three of you guys playing tomorrow's stream?
Yep.
Yes.
Definitely.
Yep.
And I've actually never played with any of. I might have played with Andrew like 7, 8, 9 years ago, because Andrew and I were playing cash games in Vegas a long time ago together, and I just don't particularly remember if I played with him. But this is before he was a superstar, so it would be easy to forget him. But as far as Jeff and Brad, I've never played with either one of them.
Yeah, so we got a good group together. We've all been enjoying hanging out, having drinks. I think tomorrow's gonna be really fun. Plus, it's nice to have like a mix between vloggers and kind of locals in the area, so people can represent out here and we can just get into some interesting spots.
This is something that I've been seeing recreational players do a lot, is just limp in with the ace-king from early position.
Right.
And because ace-king is a tough hand to play out of position.
And jacks are as well. You use full jacks.
I see people like combating that by limping in because they don't want to fold it, obviously.
I mean, don't give too much away right now. Don't give too much strategy away.
So, because of course the flop's gonna come 10-6 deuce, 2 spades.
Oh wait, is this what? Did Bulldog limp in here?
Yeah, he limped in from early position, and then 10-6 flops 2 pair, and he calls a bet. See, this is a problem with limping in with ace king here.
Yeah, when you limp in with ace king, there's going to be several limpers. You know, there could be several limpers behind you. You're going to find yourself in a tough spot. Whereas if you narrow it down to 1 or 2 players, actually, like if you just look at this hand, for instance, if Bulldog had opened, I don't think any of these hands would have called a pre-flop bet.
10-6 would not have defended from the big blind.
Yeah.
Speak of the devil, Andrew.
Andrew in the house.
Go ahead and take my spot.
Is there serious poker discussion going on?
This particular hand.
Looks serious.
Talking about how to limp ace king.
I don't know whose camera that was, but I took some shots with it over there on that poker table.
What? It's not your camera.
It's not my camera. Someone's camera. What's happening?
Not a lot, man. We're just
pair. I see 2 pairs.
Yeah. So this is a limp pot. Steve Y flopped top 2.
Steve Y will be playing with us tomorrow. He's one of the guys that has a seat.
He's gonna call. He's gonna call here. Non-believer. Top pair versus top 2 on the flop.
So is this officially? Is it Andrew Neeme week? You're in the booth. Did you come here Sunday or Monday?
Let's check out what happens during the river real quick. The river pairs the king, and the 10-9 is going to come through.
Oh, counterfeit. Brutal.
Brutal indeed. What was your question, Brad?
So is it Andrew Neeme week? You're in the booth tonight. You were here yesterday, and were you here 2 days ago too?
I don't know if there's an official name to this week. It's kind of like, you know, all of us vloggers kind of hanging out, doing a thing here with Stone's Gambling Hall.
You're so humble,
Samuel
Andrew. Come on.
Matthews says, Andrew, I see no drinks tonight.
What's this? This is a empty beverage. I mean, I guess it's empty, so I don't know if that's a good thing or a bad thing, but definitely got into it last night. There were some shots involved, and a lot of beverages sent into this booth.
So we got a lot of people in here from different areas. Thinking about bringing the meetup game to different places. A lot of people seem to be from Michigan in the chat. I think we got some hometown fans.
Gotta make that one happen for sure.
Yeah.
Definitely need a Detroit meetup game. I think Boski said he might even join us for that one.
Yeah, I'd be down. Motor City, Greek Town. What's the other one?
The MGM.
MGM, yeah. All great casinos. My friends play there a lot. They said there's demand.
Yeah.
They can make it happen.
I'm sure we can have a good get together in Detroit.
I've been meaning to go back and visit some friends. Just gives me more reason to do it.
Yeah, we need to make that happen. Maybe even like raise a little money or something. That'd be fun. A little twist to the game.
All right, we got a raise from the cutoff with the old King Deuce of Hearts. Calling the button with King Jack offsuit and
Poker Mom is in the mix. Flops an open ender.
Ooh.
I haven't commentated on any Poker Mama hands yet. Let's see what happens here.
Okay, I don't know what's going on.
Graphics error.
We'll get there. Get sorted. Looks like Bulldog still has top pair here. Nobody else improves. What is Taylor Top doing in this hand? With King High, somehow makes the call. Wow. Is this accurate? Somehow finds a call here with King Deuce.
He's setting up a bluff.
You think so?
Wrapping the clubs or Jack 9.
I don't think a bluff's gonna get through here.
Just floating with King Deuce. Interesting. Small bet on the river, $35. Maybe trying to induce, just trying to get to a cheap showdown. Blocker bet or induce bet. Guess this is the opportunity that he was looking for.
He goes for it.
He's doing it. Taylor Tot's doing it.
Raise to 135. All right, so it's 100 to call for the Bulldog.
100 more.
This is kind of a tough spot because all the hands that Taylor Tot is representing are better than Trip Queens, right? So it's going to be boats. Boats.
Better
yeah,
kicker
right.
even.
Boats, Strip Queens are the better kicker. I don't even and flushes, right? So this is a tougher call than it might appear. I don't know. This is kind of like a game flow decision, right? Where Taylor Tot has been bluffing a lot or doesn't have the best image. And maybe you go with a call here, where if he has like a tight image, then it's probably a fold. But
The very last hand he hit is 10-6 counterfeited, so he could be still steaming from that. He never got out of line like this when I was playing with him.
What do you guys think is going to happen here in the chat? Is he going to call or is he going to let this go? Bet so small on the river there, $35. Kind of as a blocker bet. It's raised. When that blocker bet gets raised, kind of a tough spot.
River bluff raises are very rare in cash games, right, guys?
wow, he lets it go. So
King High float. Show one. Show the deuce of hearts.
Yeah, it's almost over. Show it.
Amazing. King High float on a turn there. Nice one. Nice one from Taylor Tot.
Andrew, we got a question from Adam Ortega. How did you find a person in Boosie that is so supportive of your poker career?
How did I find her? Well, yeah, for sure there's like an element of luck there involved, but I met her when I was already playing poker full time, you know? So I was kind of doing my thing, and I sort of wanted to continue to do that thing, and I was open to having a partner that was supportive of me doing that thing. But I think you kind of have to like be a little bit selfish at first. You have to like do your thing that makes you happy, and then find someone who is supportive of you making yourself happy. And then I think once you're happy, that sort of happiness spills over to the rest of your relationships and the other parts of your life. So I think you got to put yourself first, as like sort of selfish as that sounds, but it's the only way to sort of like find that happiness, I think. And it shouldn't be too hard, I don't think, to find someone that supports you doing the thing that you really enjoy doing.
I think that it is pretty tough to find someone who's willing to date a poker player in general, you know?
Yeah.
It's not the stablest of careers.
I mean, I guess so.
I think it's lumped in with being like a degenerate gambler in general, you know?
Was that Taylor Thompson?
Yeah,
Taylor Thompson just walked by with his king high happiness shrug.
He must have saw the replay.
Sorry, Brad. We got a 3-bet for pocket aces here. Let's see if there's any action to be found. Nope. All right, carry on.
I think it's tough for people to find out you're a poker player and then be open to taking that next step and being in a serious relationship. You know.
Yeah, I mean that's for sure been the case. Like over the years, I wonder if it'll become easier as like more non-traditional jobs become more the norm. As non-traditional jobs become traditional.
And maybe as like some stigmas kind of disappear from poker too, you know, where it's like it's more like chess than it is like blackjack, for instance, where it shouldn't really. I mean, it doesn't really need to be played in a casino, for instance.
Yeah, I mean, like, there's all sorts of different careers that have popped up over the years that didn't exist a while ago, like professional YouTuber, professional Twitch gamer, you know, all these different things where it's like, who knows, will your audience continue to follow you? It's not going to be the same as like a sort of job where you ladder up through the corporate world, and those things are becoming, you know, more and more regular. So. A lot of fish out there in the sea, I think, you can find someone who supports you.
I'll be okay. I'll be all right.
No, you'll make it, Brad. Did you type that question into the chat?
I might have.
Over there. I have a question for Brad.
All right, so what do we got going on in this hand? Looks like probably a straddle pot. Raised to 36 from Taylor Tot. We got a call from the Poker Mama. And a 3-bet to 80, so that's a really small 3-bet from Ace Hole. And Steve K wakes up with AK in a small blind. See what he's gonna do.
None of this small 3-bet.
Makes it 200, right?
4-bet to 200.
200.
Another small bet.
No, I think 200 is reasonable given the 3-bet sizing. Maybe a little bit more.
I could go a little bit bigger.
Yeah, I think like 220 is fine though.
Yeah, they're like 150 big blinds deep. Or no, deeper. This is 1-3, so pretty deep.
So this is kind of the problem with 3-betting 8s, is that you have a hand with a lot of value, and now you're getting 4-bet, and I personally wouldn't call this. So when you get 4-bet in these situations, or 3-bet at the bottom of your 3-bet range, I imagine, you hate to have to give up pocket 8s.
Indeed.
I think he's calling.
But he's like, fuck you, Brad. I'm here to play.
He's put him on Ace King.
Jesus.
Oldest read in the book.
Always put them on Ace King. They always have Ace King.
All right, we're seeing a flop. Oh, wow.
In there.
Because he knew he was going to just flop bottom set here, so.
Let's see what Steve decides to do here. Not a great flop.
So this is
King,
already a huge pot, and when you cold 4-bet, I think
it's not giving up. Another 200 in there.
She just leads for 200. Ace Hole leads for 200. No, sorry, Steve.
Steve continues. He's got the backdoor spades, but not a great flop. Could connect with a variety of hands here.
You like to call here or just rip it in?
I think with the amount of money behind, probably just go with it.
And a lot of scare cards can come on the turn.
Yeah.
He does have an overpair.
It's just super wet board. I wouldn't expect my opponent to have ace king here too often. I expect him to be like, have a hand here that can probably call off some percentage of the time, some decent percentage of the time. So yeah, there's so many bad cards that connect the board even further that it's just like jamming it in there, I think.
So this is a little bit of a Hollywood here. I can't imagine he's going to be calling.
I think so.
So that's a tough situation to be in when the flop comes Jack 9-8 when you cold 4-bet with Ace King, because a lot of the times if someone calls your cold 4-bet, they're going to have hands like 10s, Jacks, and Queens, and Ace King. And Ace King is really the only hand I imagine folding that flop when you
Right. Indeed.
continue. So
Look at those guys. I know that guy and that guy. I know those two
I'm
guys.
friends with both those guys.
Good looking. Are we wrapping this up?
doing?
Are we still
Is this it?
hanging out? I don't know. Normally there's like someone who knows what's going on here in the booth, and it's
10 o'clock. What time did it
instead
start?
of us three.
Started at 6.
I think it's about time. Yeah, that's it.
There's a good chance we're done here, guys.
We're wrapping this up. Thanks so much for being here, everybody. No more hands, but it was really fun. We saw some like premium hands all over the place. We saw some action. Had a bunch of fun guests in the booth here.
Saw some bluffs.
Saw some bluffs. Saw some bluffs. Saw some drinks. Saw some beers. And this was cool. There's gonna be more fun to be had the rest of this week. So you guys should come on back tomorrow evening, probably similar time. Next, there you go. Wednesday, 7 p.m. The Vloggers game is happening. We're gonna be in the mix. We're gonna be firing. We're gonna be battling. Us three, Jamin Burton and Johnny Vibes. Who else? Some locals, yeah.
Steve from today's stream will also, he got the last seat. I don't know who the other 3 seats are.
Okay, well, come on back. Come on back tomorrow and see who wins whose money. Who do you have money on?
I got my money on you, man.
On me.
Oh yeah. Dude, you and Johnny.
I kind of, I like Johnny Vibes. Johnny Vibes and Jamie.
If I was
the
gonna,
biggest winners.
yeah.
They're calling
Let's
it right
book it.
now. But thanks everyone for being here. I don't really know how to do this. I don't know if we're supposed
How
to
do we close this out?
just close this out.
This is awkward. This is
Shout
getting
out
weird now.
Shout out to Poker Mama, who is the professional broadcaster in the booth tonight. Follow her on Twitter. Good night, guys. Thanks for being here. See you guys later.